for you today here at the wonderful Emirates Palace Hotel in the vibrant city of Abu Dhabi. My name is Laura Buckwell, and it's a great pleasure to be your MC for the rest of the day. Well, first and foremost, we want to say a huge thank you, of course, to our very special guests who are here with us today. A huge thank you to Her Highness Noura bint Khalifa Al Khalifa, the CEO and chairwoman of MedPoint Design, Manama, Bahrain. His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed Al Hamed, the Group Chairman of Ibmc International Group. His Excellency Humaid bin Salem, the Secretary General of the UAE Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Chairman of International Chamber of Commerce and Industry UAE. The Honourable Henry Johns Amouli MP, Minister for Commerce and Industry for Papua New Guinea. The Honourable Issy Henry Leonard MP, Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Papua New Guinea. His Excellency Ahmed El Matwali, the CEO of the private office of Sheikh Mohammed bin Ahmed bin Hamdan Al Nahyan, and also Ambassador Joshua Calano, Special Envoy Post-Expo 2020 Facilitation, Papua New Guinea. So a huge thank you to all of our very special guests who are either with us or will be joining us a little bit later on. Right, very quickly, I'd like to just give you a very brief introduction to Ibmc and its groundbreaking Tradeflow platform. Now, Ibmc is a visionary organization that embarked on the Ibmc Vision 2022 project in 2017, culminating successfully in December last year. This 5-year endeavor was dedicated to supporting the diversification of the non-oil sectors in the Gulf countries, primarily through the United Arab Emirates, by offering vast opportunities to the global business community, including traders and investors. Well, we have an action-packed day for you here today as we explore innovative initiatives and celebrate the future of international trade and economic empowerment. Our agenda is full of innovation today as well. We have lots of different panel discussions and keynote presentations for you here today as well. We're also going to be honoring some individuals and organizations, revealing the economies and corporations set to benefit, and conclude with a dynamic panel discussion on trade flow, systems, and economic empowerment. Right, well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get kick-started, shall we? Before our inauguration, as I mentioned, we have a couple of panel discussions for you. So we start the day with the corporate social responsibility initiatives and innovations brought forth by Ibmc Tradeflow. So to do the formal introductions of our panelists and to tell us a little bit more as well, please give a very warm welcome to Mr. Venu VK, Director of Business Development at Ibmc Tradeflow Ventures. A very warm welcome. Please do take the stage.
Hello. Good afternoon, His Excellency, Her Highness, dignitaries, and ladies and gentlemen. We're here today to our launch of Ibmc Tradeflow platform. Now, I've been interested to do a panel discussion about CSR initiative linked to Tradeflow system. I'll call on stage the panel members. I would be grateful if you can come over here, please. Dr. Randa Rizak. She is Secretary General, Arab Council for Social Responsibility, Egypt. Ms. Yu Jiang, she's a CFO for Hummingbird EV International, USA. His Excellency, Ambassador Joshua Collins, Papua New Guinea, PNG. Mr. Clarence Hood, Managing Director of PNG Investment Promotion Authority. Mr. Kaylee Sulam, Deputy Secretary for Commerce and Industry, PNG. Mr. Majid bin Karam, Director of Marketing, Sustainability Climate Solution, UAE. Thank you all to be here. Yeah. Let me go back about our CS initiative and what Ibmc did in the past. I would say that it is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to this pivotal panel discussion, which forms for the integral part of launch of our Tradeflow platform. Today we gather here not only to celebrate the technology innovation and global connectivity, but to dive deep into a subject that touches the very heart of responsible business and humanity's collective future, corporate social responsibility, CSR. The Tradeflow platform, which we proudly going to launch today, just a technological marvel, not just a technical marvel, it's a manifestation of our dedication to responsible and sustainable global trade. It's a tool that can empower business to make ethical decisions, connect with partners who share their values, and leave a positive impact on the communities they engage with. Our esteemed panelists bring a wealth of knowledge and experience to the table, representing diverse sectors, industries, and perspectives. Together, we will explore the practical strategies, collaborative efforts, and innovative solutions that can make CSR an integral part of global trade and project. Thank you all for joining us on this enlightening journey, and let's dive into this enriching conversation on CSR initiative within the context of our today's launching Tradeflow platform. Let me introduce myself. My name is Venu. I am the director for Ibmc Tradeflow. What we do is that we are connected with 100 countries, mainly to promote the business for import and export bilaterally, and also to SMEs, large corporate, multinationals, and governmental projects. I'm in this region for the last 3.5 decades. By profession, I'm a banker, work for local and international bank. I'm a freelance consultant also. So let me start my discussion, the panel discussion. I will talk to Dr. Randa. Tell me brief about yourself and the industry expert. Brief about yourself and your industry expertise.
First of all, thanks to all of us to invite me to be here. It's a very prestigious event, and I'm happy. It's take a long time. I'm coming from Egypt now. It's maybe more than 12 hours traveling to be here. And also, I wanted to thank my guest honor, Sheikha Noura bint Khalifa. She's not the first time to be our honor. She's one of who's taken a word about women in social responsibility in the Arab League 2020 through pandemic of COVID-19. I wanted to thank you very much to your great effort for the CSR and support the society in everywhere you are there. Thank you. Please.
Okay. If you ask you a question, why is CSR important in the context of global trade and projects, and how can you create value for business and society as a whole?
And I have a lot of information. I wanted to introduce myself.
Yeah. Okay.
Give me my chance. I'm traveling away, then give me a chance.
Okay.
Secondly, I wanted to thank Mr. Dr. Lana Abdelhamid also. She's my guest, the second one here. One of who's working in the very important issue, COP28. One of the very important sustainable development, environment, green, a lot of issues. I think the Emirates started to the climate change conference by the end of year. Me, I'm Randa Rez. I'm a professor at Cairo University. This is my main job, and I'm very proud to be a professor with a lot of generations. I have it. Very famous generation now in TV, in all the Arab region. It's one of my aim or my role I played from since 1995. I'm still young. Secondly, I'm the founder of Arab Council for Social Responsibility, and I find myself I have to be something strong to what you call it, to encourage all the private sector to do mega project together to achieve something implemented and tangible with the society. This is my aim, not me, but we have a committee, very distinguished committee, and very prestigious people, maybe ex-ministers, highnesses, and a lot of in Arab region. Arab Council social responsibility, it is working with the Arab League in some of activities and working with the United Nations with other programs like UNV, IOM, WHO, and also we are looking now how we can support education to improve ranking with the universities, especially in social responsibility. And finally, I'm working now, one of the advice to the President Office in Egypt, especially support economical empowerment for women and how we can support the girls and the children by education and development. Thank you.
That was a good highlight what you have mentioned about CSR activity we've been doing. I expect more will come from you in the coming years. Okay, now let me speak to His Excellency Joshua, the PNG, his views on the CSR initiatives happening in PNG.
Thank you, Excellency, for the introduction. Of course, I've been a public servant most of my working career, but at the same time, having the benefit of seconded to the private sector as well in Papua New Guinea. Most recently, I was Papua New Guinea's ambassador to Belgium, the EU, and 7 other Western European states, and also to the UN organizations in Europe, including the IAEA in Geneva, WTO, as well as UNESCO in Paris. So issues of, and of course, most recently also as Commissioner General for Expo 2020, where we met Ibmc, and since then Ibmc followed us through the Expo journey. It was a very exciting and rewarding career, and I would like to thank the chairman of Ibmc and the CEO for the confidence they had in my country and the pavilion and the uniqueness we brought to Expo, and of course exposing to the rest of the world. CSR is an important consideration. It is an issue that comes up in international discussions, United Nations, as well as other multinational organizations. And Papua New Guinea has grasped this concept, and we feel that we have an obligation to protect not only the people that we represent, but also the environment that we've been given custodian to look after. So while there is sectoral policies from the government by different agencies of government in Papua New Guinea, there is no central policy that guides the implementation of CSR in Papua New Guinea. However, the sectoral policies, especially environment protection, in logging management, forestry, and mineral extractive industries, including minerals and hydrocarbon, these sectors have certain regulations that protects and enforces the principles of CSR. My colleague, the managing director of IPA, which is sitting on my left, Mr. Clarence Hood, may be able to elaborate on this later. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency. It was good thought about, we understand about how PNG is taking initiative on the CSR level. Thank you. Let me ask Mr. Kelly Sulim about his views on the CSR initiative.
My name is Kelly Sulum. I am the acting Deputy Secretary for Policy Division of the Department of Commerce and Industry. Basically, from the department, we develop policies in terms of formulating appropriate policies in terms of SME development, Commerce. Basically, just to policies that will enable Papua New Guinea to grow its economy. As our ambassador has already mentioned, our managing director for Investment Promotion Authority will provide some more further background.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sulim. So let me put my question to Mr. Clarence Hood, who is the Managing Director of PNG Investment Promotion Authority. In what ways can the trade platform support and encourage CSR initiative among businesses engaged in the international trade and project?
Good afternoon, and thank you, moderator. Let me also acknowledge the distinguished guests this afternoon's session, and we look forward to the full program as we proceed on. Well, to start off with, I think the Tradeflow platform can possibly facilitate CSR by promoting responsible sourcing of inputs and the supply chain transparency. In saying that, it can connect businesses with partners who share CSR values and best practices, enabling collaborative projects that benefit local communities. Our own examples is alluded to by Ambassador Karinoy. I think one of the most important considerations on CSR is the connections that businesses have with the landowners. And in Papua New Guinea, our experience through corporate social responsibility of businesses, particularly foreign direct investment, as well as local businesses, places great value in the benefits that translates to the local people and the resource owners. It comes in a perspective where Papua New Guinea, in terms of land ownership, most of the land is owned by the people. Thus, the role that CSR plays when businesses come into Papua New Guinea is of vital importance. Moreover, the platform can provide data and analytics to measure the social and environmental impact of trade and the projects themselves. And again, as I mentioned earlier, in terms of Papua New Guinea's experiences in social responsibility of businesses and the linkages it draws both to government and the landowners, I think some of the highlights that I mentioned can be seen in that respect.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Clarence, for that initiative, what you mentioned about it. Let me ask my other panel member, Mr. Majid, who is the Director of Marketing for Sustainability Climate Solution. How can business use the trade platform to transparently communicate the CSR effort to stakeholders, including customers, investors, and the public?
Hello, everyone. Basically, the trade platform can, everybody on the trade platform can share their CSR stories, policies, certifications on the platform itself, and they can show transparency to their partners and the end user of the platform, and therefore they can gain trust with their platform, with the platform and with their partners in general. For example, at Sustainability, we could share our policies and certifications on the platform itself, and our partners can view them and see if they can match, and we can take it forward, and they can have trust and loyalty with us.
Oh yeah, okay. The trust and loyal, that's the word we pick up. Thank you, Mr. Majid, for that. Let me ask now my next panel member, Yu Jiang, just if you can brief about yourself and industry expert. My question to you is, how are you measuring the impact of CSR initiative?
Thank you and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Yu Jiang from Hummingbird EV. Since Hummingbird EV is a zero-emission commercial vehicle manufacturer that focused on medium to heavy-duty commercial vehicles. As a company related to new energy, we did measure the impact through different KPIs. First of all, since we produce zero-emission vehicles, we measure the reduction from the users that using our vehicles comparing to using traditional diesel vehicles. The second, we did measure the percentage of how many sustainable materials we used in our product. Like for our vehicles, we use a different material that is sustainable for our chassis instead of the traditional steel chassis. And third, since we want to be clean from beginning to end, so when we produce our product and do the daily operation, we did use some solar energies instead of the traditional electricities. So we want to make everything like clean. The fourth, that we did pay some attention to the improvement of our employee satisfaction and also the safety aspect.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You set an
Thank
example
you.
of real CSR, moving out from conventional electrical vehicle, reduction of carbon emission. That's wonderful. Thank you. My next question to Dr. Randa. What challenges have you encountered in implementing the CSR initiative and how have you addressed them?
And I have my definition. Can I read it, please?
Sure.
CSR is critical because it enables business to operate in the social responsibility manner, considering the impact of their activities on people and the planet. It's enhanced a company, the reputation, build trust with stakeholders, and can lead to sustainable growth. Beyond that, CSR aligns with the values and expectations of socially conscious and consumer base. Therapy opening new markets and opportunities.
Okay.
I think this is my opinion. Maybe okay, maybe not.
Oh, thank you. That's
But
great.
it's
Opening new market.
It's according to the experience and according to how we can establish a lot of working with the private sector, especially in corporate social responsibility. Now the CSR is not working. The new definitions is sustainability. It's equal CSR and all the SDGs, especially SEG.
Okay.
Sustainable Government Environment.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for the input you've given us. Let me go back to Mr. Majid. What are the primary challenges that industries encounter when attempting to integrate CSR initiative into their global trade and project strategies through the trade platform?
Well, integrating CSR into global trade is a bit tricky, especially when matching up the business's aims with the variety of changes and the variety of industries and stakeholders involved. However, the global trade platform offers transparency with that. It shows the available partners to partner up with, the available resources, and the resources are all responsible and within the CSR initiative platform. And also it evaluates the impact of the companies that they're doing.
Okay, so basically talk about transparency, those things are there. That's absolutely spot on what you have mentioned, the challenges people are facing right now. Okay, now just last before I wind off the discussions, because I think we heard from each and every panel member what the challenges and what I'll be doing on the CSR. I will just touch base with His Excellency Joshua before I conclude this one. Sir, with the CSR activity initiative, what's happening in PNG, mentioned about it. Now, what I understand, you are going to come to this part of the world now with new initiative. How do you foresee that?
Well, CSR is an important consideration that in the Papua New Guinea context, companies are implementing it as part of their commitments and obligations to ensuring that they respect the traditions of the people as well as conserve the environment that they operate in. And so the new initiative you're talking about is...
Yeah, the new initiative, what you're going, PNG going to come to this part of the world. The PNG is going to come to UAE to do business over here. So your CSR activities on those levels.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I'm clear now, yes. Well, we come here to learn from the experts, to start off with. I mean, CSR is not a new concept, but there are new developments, new expectations, and if you look at the international context, it's becoming an issue as part of the UN agenda on sustainable development goals. And so eventually it's picking up momentum, and eventually the world will be tasked to actually observe the principles and commitments that we make in some of these international multilateral organizations. So yes, to answer your question simply, we come here to learn from the experts as well as to consolidate these ideas we get from here, and then to implement in the context of Papua New Guinea, where CSR is now becoming a major commitment by companies. As I stated earlier on in my opening remarks, each sector has regulations within its sectoral commitments to develop the resources we have. For example, the mineral or extractive industry has very strong commitments and obligations that is placed on the companies that operate in the PNG jurisdiction. So the law is very clear that you have to respect the environment and you have to respect the traditions and cultures of the people. So you have to operate within these limits. So any breaches obviously will create some issues between the company and the regulation. So yeah, to conclude, we are here to learn and then go back and assist in our efforts of the CSR management and implementation processes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, His Excellency Ambassador Joshua Kalino from PNG. Let me conclude it. Thank you, His Excellency, Her Highness, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. As we come to the close of enlightening panel discussion of CSR, corporate social responsibility, within the context of our trade problem, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed panelists, our engaged audience, and all those who have contributed to this thought-provoking conversation. As we conclude, let us take away some key messages. CSR is not just a moral imperative, it's a strategic advantage that can foster trust, drive growth, and open new horizons for business. The trade platform which what we're going to launch today, serve as a bridge connecting like-minded partners who share a commitment to responsible trade and ethical practices. Collaborative efforts, stakeholder engagement, and transparency are the cornerstone of successful for any CSR initiative. Together, we have the power to shape a future where responsibility, trade, and projects are the norms, not the exception. I encourage you all carry forward the insight gained today to actively seek opportunity to embed CSR into your business strategies and to leverage the trade platform as a force of good in the global marketplace. Let's continue this journey together because our action today will shape the world of tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, before I conclude, I want to invite on the stage Her Highness Noura bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, CEO and Chairwoman, Midpoint Design, Manama, Bahrain. On the stage, please, madam.
Hello, good evening, everyone. It's a really pleasure to be here with all of our distinguished guests. And it's really a pleasure to be in Abu Dhabi, to see this amazing panelists and amazing speakers today. And I hope that we can communicate in the future and we can collaborate in a different kinds of events. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Can I invite Dr. Lana Abdulrahman on the stage, please?
I want to thank Lana very much for the great efforts she did with her work to support the COP28, to support the programs in Zero Net, a lot of programs according to the environment. And this is a little thanks for her great effort as one of the youth in CSR in Arab region. Thank you a lot.
No, I think you did it justice. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure and I'm honored to be part of this esteemed group of people in the room. Thank you to the organizers and the esteemed panelists. It was wonderful to hear and learn from you all today. Dr. Randa did it justice. My name is Lana Abdulhamid and I work within the development of thought leadership in the space of sustainability, and looking at how the private sector can play a more active role is something that I'm focusing on across the scope of work and portfolios that I manage, ranging from not just COP28, but women's empowerment and so forth. So thank you very much for inviting me to be part of this.
Thank you. For you. Thanks a lot. And thanks again. Thanks for all my colleagues. It's it's an honor to stay with all of you, and it's a good opportunity. And I wanted to ask to thank someone who's not here, Mr. Sajid, the COO, and Sheikh Khaled also. Thanks for this great event and a very important one in this event. Thank you.
Well, a huge thank you to our panel, a fantastic focus there on CSR. We cannot thank you enough for joining us and for being with us here today, and a huge thank you, and what a privilege to have here with us today Her Highness Noura bint Khalifa Al Khalifa, the CEO and chairwoman of MedPoint Design Manama, Bahrain. Thank you so much for being with us here today as well. Their Excellencies, of course, will be joining us in just a few moments' time. Mr. Sajid has now just entered the building. A very warm welcome to Mr. Sajid. We'll be hearing from him a little bit later as well. However, ladies and gentlemen, in the meantime, we move on now from one panel to the next, where we're going to explore the Sustainable Development Goals as a driving force behind IBMC's Tradeflow initiatives, underlying the commitment to global sustainability. To tell us more and to do the formal introductions now, please give a very warm welcome to Mr. Anup PS. He is the Group CEO and Chief Business Development Officer at IBMC International. Anup, it's now over to you. Thank you so much. Let's give him a nice warm welcome.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries. I am Anup, Executive Director of IBMC, and I'm also the Chief Business Officer as well. Thank you very much for joining us today. I know it is a holiday in UAE, but we have the most eminent personalities assembled here. From different countries, we have the ambassadors, diplomats, and our selected invitees, especially from PNG, including the ministers. We welcome all of you here, and today, we have a special panel that is starting right now. This is on Sustainable Development Goals, SDG initiatives. As we all know that today we are launching IBMC's International Tradeflow platform. When we are discussing about the Tradeflow platform, two things should come to your mind: trade and projects. These are the two things, these are the two areas where we can support. If it is a trade, we are connected with globally 100 countries. We can connect trade over this 100 countries. When it is project, we are ready. We can connect projects in nearly 100 countries. So trade and projects is the two major things we can connect globally. So when we connect these things globally, we all know that all the international discussion which is happening right now internationally, even the recent G20 which is just finished, even there, one of the hot topic is the Sustainable Development Goals. Future of all the economies, it not only development, it has to be sustainably developed. Like we have to save our people, we have to save the planet as well. So like that, a common objective is there with every economy. And that is the reason why it is a responsibility for every corporate to include this topic and make sure that SDG objectives or SDG goals are met properly. To that effect, we have the panel discussion right now, and let me take this opportunity to invite our esteemed panel members. May I invite His Excellency Ambassador Joshua Kalino, the Ambassador of Papua New Guinea, to the stage, please. Sir, please welcome. Mr. Clarence Food, the Managing Director of PNG Investment Promotion Authority. Sir, please welcome to the stage. Mr. Clarence Wood. Mr. Kelly Sulum, the Deputy Secretary of Commerce and Industry, PNG. Please welcome Mr. Kelly Sulum. May also welcome Dr. Tariq Ahmad Nizami, the Vice Chairman, UNDRR Arise UAE, and also the CEO and founder of CEO Clubs Global Worldwide. Dr. Tariq, please welcome. May also welcome Mr. Ganesh Babu. Mr. Ganesh is the VP Growth and Strategy, MENA region for Hummingbird EV from USA. Mr. Ganesh, please welcome. Let me also welcome our panelist, Mr. Kevin Wogis, the Director of Operation, Sustainability Climate Solutions UAE. Mr. Kevin, please welcome. Over to the panel. Thank you. So we have a very vibrant panel discussion today. Already we have given a brief introduction in the last panel as well, like we have the diplomats from Papua New Guinea, including the Ambassador, Mr. Joshua Kalino, and his colleagues. And we have Dr. Tariq Ahmad Nizami. He is the CEO of CEO Clubs UAE. And that club is probably you all will be knowing that connected with over 180 countries. So he knows in and around like what happens across the globe. And we have really connected to this topic because electric vehicles, EV industry is one of the major industry which the whole world is looking at. And we have from Hummingbird, Mr. Ganesh joining us today. And from Sustainability, that Mr. Kevin itself will explain to us like what the upcoming trends and the things related to the sustainability and sustainable development goals, how it is connected. So let us start the panel discussion with Dr. Joshua. Ambassador Joshua, His Excellency, Papua New Guinea, as a country which is having rich natural resources, and you are having a lot of trade and business initiatives which is happening across the globe. And as a result, right now, we are starting a new partnership with UAE. So can you elaborate like what are the new initiatives which is coming with regard to Ibmc Tradeflow system and with regard to UAE, the new things which is coming up right now? Thank you.
Thank you very much, moderator. And I also want to thank the other panelists for participating in this very important discussion, and acknowledge the important participants, including my own delegation led by the Minister for Commerce and Industry of Papua New Guinea and supported by the Minister for Culture and Tourism, as well as a Member of Parliament who is also part of the delegation. That just shows, moderator and participants, the importance and significance that Papua New Guinea places on the cooperation that we have commenced with not only the UAE, but the Gulf states as well. So it is an exciting journey for us that started during Expo 2020, and we would like to keep that journey moving with some momentum. And that shows the significance of the Papua New Guinea delegation. Well, what do we get out of this? I think the importance of cooperation with internationally minded organizations like Ibmc has its advantages that comes with it. And therefore, we look at this as the opportunity to learn and to cooperate in areas of mutual interest. So the IBMC cooperation will lead into bigger and better achievements in working together on some of the issues that are facing us in the world today, the SDGs, for example. And Papua New Guinea has made an important commitment under the UN agenda, and we've committed the national indicative commitments, in fact, to the SDG goals, is that within 2030, I think, we should have about 87% of our energy should be renewable energy. That is a big commitment. And we gave that commitment during Expo, in the first week of the exposition, that the Minister for Forestry at the time appealed to the audience that we can't do it ourselves. We want your assistance. So IBMC is one of those companies that come and said, we will partner with you. And we're looking forward to this partnership that maybe, I understand that after this session, there will be some announcement about the partnership that we are now forging or commencing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. That is really interesting that converting the energy, 87% to renewable energy, it is not a small task, it's a big challenge. Even the whole world has put different sustainable targets at different point of time. It needs a collective effort. Governments alone cannot take the action and complete it. It's a complete effort from the government, the business leaders, as well as the general public as well. Everybody has to contribute, then only it'll rightly you have mentioned. So Mr. Clarence Wood, the Managing Director of PHG Investment Authority. So the current investment climate and trade, which is right now, we are also having the tie-up with IBMC as well, and we are going to start a lot of initiatives and here. So can you just give us a little more insight on the SDG initiatives when it comes to the investment promotion in Papua New Guinea?
I think the issue of sustainability is of paramount importance in PNG's context. And as part of the 17 SDGs, the government of Papua New Guinea has recently launched its new 5-year midterm development strategy, and where the government has captured some of the priorities in terms of sustainability, economic development, protection of the environment, distribution of the wealth and resources from the important renewable priority sectors. And as mentioned by Ambassador Kalinoy, there is a strong partnership that has been forged with other development partners. For instance, for the electrification program, there is partnerships under APEC, Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, where Papua New Guinea has partnered with the United States, Australia, Japan, and New Zealand to drive the issue of sustainability and ensure the benefits are drawn to the bulk of the population who are mainly in the rural areas at this stage. That is progressing well, and we hope that with the challenges that come with it and the domestic geography and topography, I think plays a big challenge. And this is where partnerships are required to be forged with international partners to see how we can deliver on some of those. I will not go through each of the 17 SDGs that government has placed priority on, but as an organization, out of the pillars that are outlined in that plan. The organization, the IPA that I look after, which promotes doing business in PNG, has those related to economic development, sustainability, and how best the local SMEs can be participating in the drive, as well as overall benefit to the local population of PNG.
That is very well mentioned, the key importance which you are giving to the SDG initiatives. So before moving to our next panelist, Dr. Tariq Nizami, let me, to our esteemed audience, whenever we are having a panel discussion or any presentation seminars about SDG, the attention from the common public, it is gaining momentum, I have to say like this, because the greatest threat to our planet right now is the belief that someone else will come and save it. It is not like that. We all are part of it. So there are a lot of initiatives happening around the world, especially as His Excellency Joshua has mentioned. PNG has taken a commitment that the energy, they are completely converting to renewable energy by 2030. This is a target set, and the government is working towards that. Likewise, in G20, the government of India was mentioning that they are converting from this renewable energy, in that India wish to be an exporter by 2047. So rather than importing the fossil energy, they are going to be an exporter. So these things have long-lasting implications in the corporate world as well as the lives of every individual. So with that note, let me come to Dr. Tariq Nizami, because he has vast experience in different industries. So do technology support in achieving the SDG goals, and where do the world at large is going towards in achieving the SDG objectives and goals?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share my thoughts. First of all, I'd like to thank the organizers, Ibmc, for organizing a great subject event. They always do a great job, and I am very honored to attend most of their events. We know that SDGs were launched by UN in 2015 with 2030 vision. It is very important. I think if you look at it, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals that UN had identified, with no poverty, gender equality, education, environment, and what you mentioned, environment is very important. And rightly you said that we all have to contribute in every capacity we are in. Either we are individuals, we are running our organization, or we are working as in a partnerships. And these SDGs is all about partnerships that in different sectors, and it's not about the area region also. I think this is a global issue, that we all have to no carbon, and there are multiple things that if you look at it in depth of it, and I think my role as a United Nations representative here is making sure the initiatives of United Nations in a business sector, they are sustainable, they are following, and they're trying to follow the rules and follow the guidelines. And it is very important that sometimes we all know what we want to do, but we don't know how to do it. And I think that's why the partnerships are very important. That's why the joint ventures are very important. Forum like this is definitely very important, that we learn from each other. We learn from other people's experience. And I think different countries, we have Africa representatives, Asia, and different part, we all have to contribute into it. And I think we have a 2030 vision that we all can achieve jointly. And I think the best part is that energy, what you mentioned, we have electric vehicle, which is I think in 2030 we say that 30 or 40% of the vehicles would be electric vehicles. Energy sector is very close to my heart. I just want to share with you that I represent also one of the largest Chinese energy company, Shenzhen Energy, for Africa, Middle East, and the region. And I was there last week in China with their head office. the renewable energy, what they are doing, and I think the solar and the wind, this is what I think Africa definitely have to need that. And I think energy shortage is not only in Africa, I think it's a global issue. And I think we all should follow the renewable energy issues and multiple things. And I think there is a big SDGs you are calling all of us as a big subject, you know, and you need a lot of time. And everybody have their own vision and thoughts. But I'm going to say that we all need to work together in a way to achieve the targets, and any target, as you know, we achieve step by step. 2030 is not too far. Time is really flying. So we all have to work together in own areas, and I think UAE is doing a great job. If you look at it, the initiative that United Arab Emirates have taken is a great initiative, and I think we all should appreciate that. You know, yeah.
One more question to you, sir, because you represent the CEO clubs global as well. So what are the support for the corporate world in this regard you are doing? If you can just give a few words about that as well, it would be highly...
Yes, I play another hat. You know, it's a business organization from US, a regional office here in Dubai. We have thousands of companies. So we definitely make sure that they follow those initiatives. For that, we have made a sustainable committee in our CEO club that we regularly meet. We do very focused events on different topics and different SDGs. Subject. We choose 3. As a matter of fact, on CEO Club, that no hunger that we choose this year. We have, just to share with you, CEO Club had funded more than 60,000 meals we contributed this year. So we all have to do. So we not only what we do, we tell all our organizations that who are part of our network to follow that, and we guide them and being a business person, I think it is very important that you in a leadership role, and you have to contribute to more than individual if somebody is there. Yeah.
Okay, great. Mr. Ganesh from Hummingbird. So anybody who has gone through the kiosk of Hummingbird would have noticed that the very symbol itself is nature friendly. So the bird which flying there. So was it intentional or it just happened like that? I would like to you to give a little more insight to the audience, like Hummingbird EV. What is the business project, and why you have selected this sustainable business model, and what is your lookout for the future?
Thank you very much, Anup. Good evening, Excellency, respected dignitaries, my panelists, and ladies and gentlemen. Since Dr. has already spoken about SDGs, I think let's talk about what is sustainability. Sustainability is basically a common goal of the people to coexist together on this earth. That's sustainability. And if you look at sustainability developments, that is the methods and processes to achieve the sustainability overall. So coming into place, United Nations has already developed 17 SDGs. Okay, so that's for the prosperity of the nation and the people. Coming from Hummingbird EV, I have to focus on 2 categories. One is SDG 7, which is affordable clean energy, and the other one is SDG 13, which is climate action, where we are reducing the greenhouse gas emissions and lowering the pollution. So taking into consideration the electric industry, if it performs for the next 10, 15 years, and all the nations accept electric vehicles in the industry, we will have a big impact of reduction in pollution in the environment. That's coming to that. Now, how does Hummingbird EV, which is based out of USA, we are a vertically integrated customer-focused OEM based out of San Francisco, USA. So we, as well as other electric OEMs, we need to focus on these 2 SDGs, which I said, SDG 7 and SDG 13. We need to be sustainable. So what do? We need to limit the waste. We need to build gigafactories, microfactories. We need to reduce the water usage. We need to increase the consumption of renewable energies. And very important is we need to responsibly select the materials we use to build the vehicles. That is the first part. And the second one is battery management. Battery has gone through a vast change over the years. Significant impact has happened, and there's growth in that. That will also reduce the impact of the pollution in the environment. So if these two categories are worked and we all work together and nations adopt policies to introduce electric vehicles into the market, we'll have a big change in the clean environment and clean energy.
How capital intensive is this EV conversion, like this industry? Because many of the government wish to do the same thing, and do they get the proper technology support, and what is the lacking point there? How can we bridge the gap?
It's a simple example, like for introduction. Solar was introduced. Initially, nobody were able to afford it. Now every household has solar above their roof. It's simple about it. The technology is advancing every moment. It's all about adoption. People need to accept it, and it can grow faster. The more acceptance, the price automatically reduces. The cost comes down, and the resources are available. It's all about everybody collaborating together across the countries, and we can achieve this faster and a better world for ourselves.
Many countries have already mentioned, as Dr. Tariq has rightly mentioned, that by 2030 they want to convert the vehicles to EV.
The reason why we've chosen UAE is UAE is considered as an important gatekeeper and a stakeholder for sustainable mobility and seamless mobility here in UAE. So that's one of the reasons why Hummingbird has chosen to be in UAE to contribute and to work towards this initiative. We work towards the transportation. We are not another OEM where we only produce cars. We are producing and focused more on transportation and logistics sector.
Okay.
So high-powered vehicles, electric trucks, we are more focused on that, which is a nascent market, and there are not many players in the market, and we are very advanced in our technology. And we have built vehicles in the US, and we want to showcase that and bring it here to Middle East.
Okay, great. So coming to Mr. Kevin Borges, the Director of Operations, Sustainability, Climate Solutions. So that very name itself suggests how close you are to the SDG goals. So there is another saying, sustainability is no longer doing less harm to the society, it is doing good. So when we were discussing over your kiosk, like your colleague was mentioning that it is a technology that is going to transform these initiatives, especially the blockchain and other things. Could you give the audience a little more detailed insight, like what exactly your company is doing and how this is aligned with the SDG objectives?
Surely, yeah. Thank you very much for having me. Just adding on to one of the questions which you just asked before, what can technology do to help countries reach their SDG goals? So I think sustainability is the answer. So what we have done is we have harnessed the power of blockchain and helped countries or economies or governments or individuals or even B2B companies reach that much closer to their ESG goals by adding on more SDG goals to on top of what they're doing. The platform, what we have built for countries or governments is taking into consideration, let's talk about Papua New Guinea. This is a country which is very rich in forests. But what can they do about this? So we have found a way to monetize this greenery of theirs or these forests of theirs and giving the country another revenue stream from these forests by generating carbon credits for them. So any country which adds more on to their SDG goals, or they have a lot of forests, or they're investing into solar projects or hydro projects or any renewable projects like this, we have found a way to monetize all of these and give them an extra source of revenue. We have also built a carbon emissions calculator where we have around 9.5 million lines of code and a data set with more than 35,000 lines. Based on this, we're able to give you a very accurate report of what your emissions are. So we have done the same thing for the aviation sector. We have done the same thing for companies, take into consideration scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3 emissions. And we have done the same thing for a B2C as well. So if you're an individual, we have a very accurate calculator based on the kilometers you drive, what type of car you have, how old your car is, where all you go, and the number of people in your house. So basically, we have taken all these factors together, thereby giving you a chance to offset your emissions. And the third part is, like he rightly said before, everyone's talking about going green and net zero and being carbon neutral. But looking at what's available in the market, if you actually think and take a step back, what exactly are we doing about this? We're not doing much. Everyone's always talking about, yes, we want to go green, we're pledging net zero, but there aren't enough areas or there aren't enough ways for individuals or stakeholders or governments to actually reach that net zero. This is the gap which we have built, which we have filled through technology by giving governments or economies or countries or companies or even individuals to actually take a step forward and reach the net zero goals.
Okay, so what is your future plans? Like from UAE, you are planning to have your operations in other countries, or how do you plan to expand your reach?
So at the moment, we're looking to keep UAE as a base, judging by the fact that how UAE is at the forefront of being green and pushing sustainability goals. But our future is going to be in the next 5 years to expand into the globe to be the #1 provider for all carbon offsetting solutions.
Great. Coming back to His Excellency Joshua, Ambassador of PNG, as Dr. Tariq also has mentioned, like partnerships are the key for achieving the SDG objectives. And we also have the partnerships which is coming in. So when this kind of partnerships are coming in, what is the priority you are giving in? Like it is a technology partnerships, or is it any kind of interest? Like how you will be prioritizing these things and doing it? The question reason is that when IBMC Tradeflow, when we are planning to launch the system, we had the same questions in mind, and at the very initial stages of developing itself, we have made it sure that the all participating entities has to be benefited from the same the system, and at the same time it should be SDG compliant. So like that, we have made a plan, and that's the reason like PNG has already been. So what are the upcoming other initiatives which PNG is planning to do, and what kind of collaborations are expected in future?
Thank you. I think that's a challenging question. Of course, its jurisdiction, its economy has its own priorities and methods in how they want to achieve these SDG goals. And so for Papua New Guinea, I think it's important to, first of all, understand the background of the country and what we're trying to protect. Papua New Guinea has the third largest rainforest in the world. And it also has probably the largest in the world, or in the Southeast Asia, in the Asia Pacific region, of the largest biodiversity. And so that's the background, that backdrop that has to be considered when you're coming up with policies and programs under the SDGs. So that message was the driving force behind our journey in Expo 2020, where we had 2 roundtables, which we came up and informed the rest of the world and participants that, look, we have this lung of the world that we need to protect, but we cannot do it ourselves. We need the world to help us to protect this, because when we protect it, it also benefits the rest of the world. And so whatever we do going forward, that message is key to ensuring that the environment is protected. And so one of the SDGs talk about the environment. So in our context, the environment become a priority, followed by, of course, the development of human index to a level that is accepted for development throughout the SDGs. And so the partnership we are looking at will address some of those challenges. And already we are thinking about the extractive industry. For example, you take mining, for example. And in the past, we've been having a lot of technology that went and dug up the ground and extract as much gold and minerals as you can, and then you leave a big vacuum behind. Now, that itself is probably changing, and there's some thinking now that with the technology that is being modernized, that sort of destructive an unsustainable method of production could be managed. So it's about methods of production as well as the processes that is involved in sustainable mining. So in the PNG context, we have a large alluvial mining sector. And I think probably that's the way that the government would like to see it going. You have small-scale mines instead of the large-scale destructive operations, small-scale mines that can be mining the resource over a sustained period. And alluvial mining, for example, is probably the way to go, where the people in the villages, in the rural communities, extract their resources in a more sustainable way. And that itself is reflected in the recently announced government gold policy, in which the Ministry of Commerce and Industry is custodian over. And the alluvial mining, sustainable mining, is the mainstay of that policy. And we're hoping that the partnership will not only look at the methods of extractive industries or extraction, but also the processes that will lead to sustainable business concept and business developments. Thank you.
That's great. Like even alluvium mining and taking care of the village people who is doing the same thing, that is very important. And at the same time, we are taking measures to conserve the planets. Like post-mining activities and other things which PND is doing is commendable, because this earth we have not inherited from our ancestors. Actually, it has been borrowed from our children. So we have a moral responsibility to hand it over in a proper way to them back. So when it comes to the investment front, considering the SDG initiatives, IBMC has taken in this platform some key initiatives like the partnership, trade partnership, or the project connectivity which is coming in. First of all, the thing is that the financial benefits is needed for any trader or investor that is being ensured. And at the same time, it is the industry knowledge. Because in the industry, without having the latest technology knowledge, nobody can implement the SDG objectives, nobody can reach to the SDG objective. With an outdated technology, you will not be able to contribute much better to the society. So you need to have a global reach. For the global reach, as we are rightly mentioned, like we need to have the proper collaborations, the partnerships. And at the same time, technology is vital, then only you can do the business in the modernized way, but doing less harm to the planet. And at the same time, it should be financially rewarding to the investors as well. So in that regard, Mr. Colin, like the investment promotion, you will be having a lot of challenges. How do you see the Tradeflow platform of IBMC, how it is supporting the SDG initiatives? Mr. Clarence.
Thank you, moderator. Firstly, I think the platform is a great tool coming in at this time. We understand that the platform will be providing data which can be used for analytics. We also understand that through the platform, it will be able to provide information on the background of companies by way of undertaking due diligence of who is coming in and who these people are and their own records of how they operate within their spaces. So from in terms of investment promotion, I think the data analysis, the data analytics that will be provided and undertaking due diligence will draw and ensure that players that come into the game are those that are wanted and those that believe in the protection of the environment, consideration of ensuring the benefits flow on to those that matter, and as well as ensuring that sustainability in the long run is there and protected. So we're looking forward to that.
Okay, great. Dr. Tariq, as we mentioned earlier in our discussion itself, like SDGs, one of the SDG 9, primarily the industry, innovation and infrastructure, and also the 70, the partnerships for the goals. IBMC has already incorporated the same thing in the Tradeflow platform, and that is a model in which it is getting expanded to this 100 countries. But there is a lot of collaboration, the government engagements and other things are needed. That is why primarily the platform announcement was done through the respective embassies and the diplomats itself, creating awareness that this is the manner in which it is coming up and how it is being implemented. So, how do you foresee this kind of initiative can support the global partnership?
I think we just have to wait 2 more months. I think the COP28 is happening right here in UAE, in Dubai, from November 30th till 12th of December, 12 days, 13 days event, where the world will be focusing on SDGs, climate change, and all these major issues that we all are facing right now, or we discussing today. And I think there will be a lot of experts, there will be a lot of new initiative would be launched, and I am as a UN, I'm involved in subcommittee of COP28. We are doing multiple events on educating people, not only the region or global, and I think we all have to use that in our own benefit. And I'm sorry to say, one thing that I was, the net zero is another issue that we all are facing, and I was watching the Prime Minister of UK a few days ago, he's already 2030 is our target, but he already saying he need extra few years, and all that. So, but these major countries have to take it very seriously, these issues. And I think it is very important for major players, global players, that countries that focus on these major issues that we are facing. Technology definitely it is very important for us to utilize that in our favor. And I want to mention one thing on EV, the renewable energy. Solar power is people using it, but the space is always an issue in solar panels and solar things, Just to share with you, in US, they're doing a research now. They're making highways made of solar panels. So there will be highways that will be running solar panels, and then so you can easily drive over it, and then also use the electricity. So that solves the major issue of space issue globally, if that works out. And also, I have my own feeling about EV, the electric cars and all that, if it's not everybody using in the world is renewable energy, a very small percentage still, and it will be a long way. A lot of energy is made by oil and everything. So just to correct me if I'm wrong, it takes 1.5 barrel to make a 1 kilowatt, So you're using oil anyway by using electric car, So there has to be a very different initiative has to be launched on all that. And I see that there are some solar panels on the car now and everything. So I'm just, I don't know that much knowledge about the manufacturing part of it, but as the maintaining and looking at the future, that we have to leave this world for the next generation. And next generation is going to be a very different generation, not what we are today. So we have to do our share to leave a good environment to the next generation. And global issues should be addressed now so we can resolve those issues in coming years. Yeah.
That is very well said, sir. So, and now, Mr. Ganesh, when you are developing this system, like you are coming from the United States, and how you see the government's approach in different countries, like are they adaptable to this particular change at this moment, or it will be taking more time? Because the 2030 target, which we are mentioning right now, is it an achievable target for the countries? And how Hummingbird is seeing the possibilities of expansion to other countries, and what is your immediate other country targets in your mind?
See, like I said, it's the country's policies and the requirements of each country varies. Depends on what is their priority. Based on the priorities, the policies are made. For example, I can take an example for India. India has made a policy called Make in India. So there's a FAME policy where they're giving you huge subsidies for converting vehicles to EV. So all the public transportation system has been converted now. Most of the cities like Delhi, Mumbai, they've got into electric vehicles. So it depends on the countries, what are they providing to the EV industry. Right now, EV industry it's expensive to buy a vehicle as such. But then if the country is willing to offer services, then definitely it can be accepted faster. So EVs, in India, EV is growing very well. US, a lot of grants are given. We have received a lot of grants from California state, and then we have developed vehicles for them. So Europe is also very aggressive on this aspect. Now UAE, for example, again, UAE is very acceptable for innovations. Anything new in the market, UAE is the first, they want it in the market. So they are very willing to accept, and they want to, like I said, they are the gatekeeper and important stakeholder for sustainability. So this is an opportunity for us. Countries are growing, awareness should be created. Awareness is very, very important. Like once awareness is created and people start accepting, then automatically everything falls in place. Yes, initially it's always, even the environment issue has been raised for many years, and it's grown now. We have come to a stage now, it's better than what it was 15 years ago or 20 years ago. Now again, we're going for a better future. Like Doctor said, our future is the next generation. We need to give them a better world. That's very, very important.
But just to add on one question, with regard to the investors, how profitable this industry is at this moment?
It depends on which sector you're growing. We are very, like I said, we are not another OEM. We are not another OEM selling cars. We are focused to the customer-focused requirement. Basically, I give you a simple example. We are looking at a customer who wants A to B. If he just wants to do 100 kilometers, we put a battery only related to 100 kilometers. So then what happens, it's a smaller battery, the cost of vehicle goes down, and it's under lesser usage of materials used for the vehicle. We're not building a vehicle that has to run 500 kilometers, but the person is not using it for so many kilometers. So we are more customer focused. We'll build micro factories relevant to that customer and work towards that. So we are trying to reduce the usage of materials and the cost of the vehicle by reducing the amount of battery we use for each vehicle.
Okay, the reason for my question is that this GCC countries, we have a lot of sovereign wealth funds and investors available in this region. There is a traditional investment method in which they were doing the same thing, and right now this is a time when every fund houses and fund managers are doing a rethinking. What are the upcoming opportunities? So in that regard, would you recommend this industry and this model as a futuristic investment model to the investors?
Yes, very much, very, very much. This is the future of vehicles. We need to have electric vehicles, but it has to be depends on different renewable resources. Okay. For example, good example I can take for Jordan. Jordan, there are solar fields developed. Every house has solar panel. They generate the energy and give it to the government. Government gives them subsidized rates. Solar doesn't have infrastructure. I mean, Jordan, if you go to Jordan, there's no infrastructure for charging. But most of them drive electric vehicles there because it's cheaper for them. Though the infrastructure is not built for that country, but they are still using electric vehicles more than what we are using in UAE. So if you look at that, they have absorbed the cost. It's cheaper to buy an electric vehicle than buying a gas vehicle there.
Okay.
So people are accepting. Smaller countries are accepting. It's all about the awareness, and the bigger countries start accepting. It'll be a very fast growth. We never expected Tesla to be here in UAE because we have so much of gas in this country here in Middle East. But then Tesla came in, and they were given subsidies. They were given so many subsidies to waived off. So it was welcome and became now people use it like an iPhone right now. You know, Tesla is another iPhone for them.
Keeping in mind the huge expansion possibilities in other countries as well, like
yes.
Is the door of Hummingbird is open for the fund houses and
yes,
the wealth?
Definitely. We are open to the MENA region, to Asia. We are open to all countries across the globe. We are ready. We have met big MNCs already. They have tried and tested our trucks because we are catering to a very nascent market, which is not the normal market which we are talking about. And logistics is the most important sector, and refrigerated trucks, food trucks across the Middle East, and with the new green line being developed from India and across Europe, Middle East, Asia, and everywhere, it's going to be, transportation is going to be the most important sector to touch for EV.
So Hummingbird can add value in the countries who are looking for the technology collaborations, as well as the investors who are looking for the long-term
Like I said,
opportunities.
we're working
as
on
well.
two sectors, EV. One is SDG 7 and SDG 13. These are the two sectors which we are focused on, and we will achieve and support all the countries who are going towards the SDG sector.
Great. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ganesh. And Mr. Kevin Verghese. Kevin, already you have mentioned the sustainability goals, like your company itself has been assigned with the same thing. As we have the logistics and other things, so you already covered the same thing. Like, can you give a little more insight, like how this blockchain and other things is supporting it, and what is the way in which it is being effectively resulted in the meeting the SDG, this thing? Because this is a lot of jargons, phrases, and other things are there. So that is why for the common public, even if it is from the business field itself, it is quite difficult to understand the language which you technocrats are speaking. So how to bridge that gap? Because as rightly Dr. Tariq was mentioning, like they are conducting a lot of awareness session. Through the awareness sessions, only the message will reach to the public. Is there any kind of initiatives happening from your side, like how you approach your clients and how you communicate that these are the necessary things to be done, like your company services and other things, how you bridge that gap?
Okay, so good question actually, because like you said, I'm not a tech guy, I'm a people guy, so all the tech is what I've got from my tech team. So just dumbing it down a little bit, one of the main reasons we used blockchain to power our platform was because of the fact that blockchain aids transparency. So from where the credits are generated, from which forest, who's buying it, who's validating it, who's it being sold to, everything is up, so everything is on the chain. So there is no human interface, or nobody can doctor or change results. So that's actually one of the reasons we thought we'll put on blockchain, because the validation is easier, verification is easier, thereby people can build trust on it. When there is less humans getting on board and trying to tweak results or trying to change numbers, that's when people tend to walk away from it. But one of the main reasons we used blockchain was to add the validation factor, thereby the whole system becomes more transparent for people to see. So just in layman's terms, we're not trying to cheat people here, hence it's on blockchain. Another reason we added blockchain was that because of blockchain, we have fractionalization, or by fractionalization, what I mean is now, because it's on blockchain, we're able to fractionalize, take into consideration Papua New Guinea's example. We're able to fractionalize their forest resources or their forests carbon credits generated from that piece of land, and we're able to monetize it. So we can have a company or an individual or a government of, let's say, India buying credits from Papua New Guinea, and what emissions they have in their country, where we're now able to offset from the credits or from the carbon that is sequestered from the forests of Papua New Guinea. So basically, we have built a platform where a person A could emit carbon emissions halfway around the world, and this could be offsetted in a whole another country. So this is a gap which we have filled in the market.
That's great. I think even now the language is too much technical, so we might create a WhatsApp group and we'll be in constant touch with you to understand much better. So considering the time constraints, like we are concluding this panel discussion, and of course the key takeaway is that SDG is the joint responsibility of everyone, like every country and every company and every individual who is involved, and it is our responsibility to make sure that the planet is preserved for the next generation. I would like to thank His Excellency Ambassador Joshua Kalno, the Ambassador of Papua New Guinea, Mr. Clarence Wood, the Managing Director of PNG Investment Authority, Mr. Kevin Verghese, the Director of Operations of Sustainability Climate Solutions, and Mr. Ganesh Babu, the VP Growth and Strategy for MENA region for Hummingbird USA, Dr. Tariq Ahmad Nizami, the Vice Chairman of UNDRR UAE, and also the founder and CEO of CEO Clubs UAE. So thank you very much for joining us today and sharing your valuable insights to our audience. Thank you very much once again. Thank you.
That was on IBMC Tradeflow Innovation and SDG initiatives. Thank you so much once again to Anoop PS for moderating so brilliantly for us as well. As we move on now to our next panel discussion of the day. This next panel discussion, our third of the day, which is going to focus on sectoral empowerment strategies, shedding light on the profound impact of IBMC Tradeflow on a number of industries. So before we get into our panel discussion, I'd very much like to invite the officials from Hummingbird EV to come up on stage as we have a short presentation before we start our panel. So please do come on up and please do, yes, carry on with your presentation and tell us what you've got for us.
Good evening to His Excellencies, dignitaries, and ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to introduce Hummingbird on this platform over here today. I know a few of you guys have listened to our colleagues earlier on, but just wanted to quickly go through who we are as a company and what is it we're trying to accomplish with the electrification. So Hummingbird is focused on a zero-emission vehicle technology. So we're a zero-emission vehicle producer of medium and heavy-duty vehicles. And we're primarily based we're located in, out of California in the US. Our primary goal is to provide an end-to-end mobility solutions for the medium and the heavy-duty market segments. We have a lot of our vehicles being deployed in the North American market. Many of the applications involve agriculture. We've built tractors which were electrified to meet the agricultural requirements in California. We've done our vehicle integrations into mining vehicle platforms based out of China. We've also worked on the first refrigeration trucks in the US as well. So a lot of integration, a lot of testing, a lot of retrofitting has been done. And now we're repositioning ourselves from being a tech company more towards being a full-scale OEM. Now, so as part of the OEM, we have 5 verticals of what we believe are key ethos of Hummingbird going ahead. Hummingbird intends to be the world's best end-to-end mobility player in the commercial vehicle market. With our focus is on building scalable, cost-effective electric vehicles for different markets. All our vehicles are currently designed and built in the US, but we're very aggressively looking at global expansion plans. Using our CapEx, OpEx light microfactories, we intend to build the vehicles where the customer is. Our technology will enable us to be swift and locally produce these vehicles at a fraction of a cost compared to a traditional way of manufacturing. Our teams are, cross-border teams as of today. We're fast growing in 3 different countries. We have teams based out of US, India, and China, which enable us to be creative and nimble as a technology company. Now, on the right, you'll see a few of the vehicles that we've done in the US and in China. You can see the applications where, we talk about modularity in everything that we do, whether it's a tractor or a refrigeration truck. A lot of components stay the same in our case, and we try to, work with the modularity through the software control. But at the end of the day, unlike the passenger vehicle market, trucks are still nascent in their technology growth as well. Now that comes with its own set of challenges. Like you may know, some of them are listed here. Basically, it goes down to vehicle costs being too high, and right vehicle product availability is not there in the market. production availability is very limited. Charging infrastructure is very limited and unreliable. And most importantly, big trucks need big batteries. So there's a compromise on the payload. Now, with Hummingbird's technology, we intend, our focus is more, attacking these challenges one at a time. And the core forefront of it is our freedom of innovation. We're building a vehicle from a ground-up design, not based out of a steel chassis frame, but out of a composite. Our modular approach will also enable us to provide the right size to the right customer. Like Ganesh had mentioned in the last conversation, we don't necessarily have to go with a bigger pack. It's use case driven. So a lot of freedom in the innovation, including our local manufacturing, enables us to reduce the cost of ownership from day one to an end user compared to any other OEM out there. At the same time, with the localized manufacturing approach, we intend to reduce the market time where microfactories can be set up in local markets in about 6 to 9 months and scale to volume production about a year. Now, just quickly going around, on the right, you'll sort of see our focus area in the green and in the white. So we're primarily at this point focused on vehicles that can handle payloads between 8 to 17 ton, with the intent to scale it up to about 40 tons. Now you'll see a lot of, electrification is nothing new. Every OEM globally is pushing towards electrification. But to us, the rest of all the group that you see in there is focused more on doing a repower, but not designing a vehicle that's built ground up and not focused on localizing manufacturing. That's where we're different, and we intend to scale our vehicles to different markets very aggressively using our microfactory approach and being a vertically integrated company end to end. With that said, we're introducing our next flagship product. We call it Aeon, which is focused on the medium-duty commercial vehicle market, 100% electric, used for any sort of commercial vehicle application, and it can be tailor-made to up to a 17-ton gross vehicle weight and can go up to 644 kilometers of charge. Now, when we say modularity, you can quickly see here, our range is not a fixed range. We sort of keep the batteries to be modular and have the customer pick the right range to the right use case, to the right cost. So we can build a vehicle that looks identical, but can give you anywhere between 162 kilometers all the way to 644 kilometers with variable payloads and variable wheelbases, and our charging infrastructure can also be set up to handle, to meet the requirement of the end users, whether it's DC charge or fast onboard AC charging. To bring Aeon into the market, we're working closely with both the global suppliers and the local suppliers to bring the vehicle into the market within the next 6 to 9 months. Now we're also working, we also do have very good investment partners from a strategic standpoint. On the right side, you'll sort of see some of the groups that we work with on the investment. Currently, one of the major investors is Keishi Group. They do come from a mining vehicle equipment manufacturing out of China. And AAA is the largest towing truck company, nonprofit company based out of US. And we worked extensively with the state of California to showcase our net zero emission goals over the past 5 years. Now, with that said, thank you for listening to the presentation. You can always hop on our webpage, hummingev.com, to get to know more about the work that we do and we did, and the short-term and the long-term goals. and we're back there as well. So if anything, please do let us know. Thank you.
A huge thank you there to Hummingbird EV. If you do have any further questions, yes, I'm hoping the representatives will be around for the rest of the evening as well. Now, I've also been told that Sustainiology Climate Solutions also has a presentation for us. Do we have the representatives with us here? Please do come on up as we have just one more very quick presentation, and then we will move into our third panel discussion and then on to our break. And of course, this evening after the inauguration and the official launch, we have a delicious supper for everyone as well, where we can all gather and continue the conversation. So in the meantime, a very warm welcome to the team at Sustainiology. Please do come on up. Sustainiology Climate Solutions, who have their next presentation coming up. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed dignitaries, ambassadors and ministers from over 100 countries. Thank you for gracing us with your presence today. It is my honor to introduce you to a beacon of change in the realm of sustainability. But first, let me acknowledge the commendable work of IBMC Global. Not only are they our esteemed hosts for the evening, but they are also our trusted partners. Their underlying dedication to bridging connections and fostering partnerships like the ones between Sustainiology and the countries such as yours has been truly instrumental. With IBMC Global by our side, we believe in crafting a future where sustainability is not just a choice, but a way of life. At our core, we are innovators, scientists, and environmentalists. We merge the brilliance of top-tier technology with profound environmental expertise to empower entities, be it nation, organizations, or individuals, to face the challenge of carbon neutrality and sustainability with confidence. We offer precise emission calculations available to all. Our team verifies the authenticity of carbon sinks rooted in nature. We produce reliable carbon reduction verification reports and ensure transparency when involved in a blockchain marketplace dedicated to offset certificates. Our vision and mission is an aspiration vast yet simple. We envision a world where the carbon credit market undergoes a revolution with Sustainiology innovative platform at its helm, offering economic benefits that pave the way to a sustainable future for every stakeholder involved. Our mission, dear attendees, is unwavering. We aim to catalyze the transition to a low-carbon world, uphold the genuineness of carbon reduction actions, and champion a global economy that not only thrives, but does so sustainably, all to protect our precious planet. But words can only convey so much. To truly encapsulate the essence of Sustainiology and the transformative solutions we offer, I'd like to present a brief video. Please direct your attention to the screen.
Welcome to Sustainiology, where we're committed to a vision of a decarbonized planet and a sustainable global economy. The beauty and equilibrium of our Earth are at risk, and global warming stands as a pressing concern. If unaddressed, it could claim 250,000 lives yearly by 2030 and imperil millions in coastal areas. The Paris Agreement, endorsed by 196 nations, is a unified effort to limit global temperature increases to well below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. It emphasizes reducing greenhouse gas emissions and bolstering carbon sinks, reflecting a worldwide commitment to preserving our planet's future. So what exactly is a carbon credit? It is a certificate that allows the holder to emit 1 ton of CO2, forming part of a market-based approach that incentivizes reductions in greenhouse gas emissions. Sustainiology's carbon bank ecosystem offers a bridge to the realm of carbon trading. It links emitters who purchase offsets with converters who initiate carbon projects, and verifiers, entities responsible for authenticating these initiatives. We recognize several challenges in the current system, including issues with the quality of supplies leading to fraudulent practices, complex market structures and high operational costs, limited accessibility and liquidity, absence of a centralized platform. Our platform addresses these challenges and offers an innovative solution. Envision a unified, secure platform where all essential players, including emitters, converters, and verifiers, come together in one place. This is the innovative vision that Sustainology has brought to life. Utilizing advanced machine learning and data analytics, we ensure meticulous project selection and optimal efficiency in monitoring performance. A key feature of our platform, the emission calculator, is more than just a tool. This pioneering system employs state-of-the-art technology to capture carbon emissions from individuals and businesses with unparalleled precision, transforming our approach to sustainability. In addition, our resources, such as satellite and impact mapping, allow the carbon calculator to demonstrate the tangible impact of every carbon sequestration project through a detailed analysis report. To further elevate this marketplace, we have tokenized nature-based carbon credits, facilitating secure trading on our platform. Our robust ecosystem, supported by projects from global verifiers such as Vera and UCR, guarantee the validity and credibility of all traded carbon credits, ensuring the authenticity, integrity, and transparency of carbon offsets. With Sustainology, you are not merely investing in a future, you are actively participating in the creation of a sustainable world, steering toward the tangible goal of net zero emissions by 2050. This journey necessitates reducing emissions by 50% by 2030 and 80 to 90% by 2050. Sustainology is more than a platform. We are trailblazers in sustainability, champions for meaningful change. By choosing us, you're supporting projects that cultivate jobs, empower communities, and shield the environment. Join us in shaping a sustainable future.
Hello, everyone. So I'll give you a brief about exactly what we are. So we are one platform with a carbon emissions calculator, a carbon sequestration assessment tool, a marketplace, wallet, and registry. There's nobody on the market who offers everything like we do. And on the bright side, we are also having the following certifications. We have the carbon taxation UNITAR certification, sustainable development, cities and climate change, and we also have the ISO 14064 certificate, including the UNECE carbon emissions certificate.
I'm just going to do a quick run through on how the blockchain system works on our platform. So on one side we have the emitters, and on the other side we have the converters. So just to dumb it down a little bit, what do we mean by emitters? Emitters could be companies, it could be individuals, it could be anyone emitting carbon. So those are the emitters, and on the other side we have the converters. So converters could be any hydro project or agroforestry project, or it could even be forests. These are what converters are. So the system which we have built is we have the converters, we do the validation or the certification of their project or piece of land. We give them carbon credit ownership certificates by listing them onto a marketplace, and then emitters like any factory or country can buy these certificates, thereby offsetting their emissions. So how do we do the certification of the land? So through our satellite climate sensors and our AIML model, we're able to map that piece of land, and in a matter of seconds, we're able to get the amount of carbon sequestered from that piece of land. So this was something that previously, before Sustainology, was something which could take from around 12 to 18 months because they relied on humans actually going down to the ground and getting the reports. We have bridged this gap by actually building our algorithm compared with the climate sensors we have, and we're able to get these results in a matter of seconds now. And adding on to what Majid was talking about before, we have built a carbon emissions calculator for the aviation industry, for the driving industry, and for your house. So based on the number of people you have in your house, the number of light bulbs you have in your house, the exact type of car you have, how much you drive per day, all of this comes down through the algorithm, and we're able to give you a very accurate emissions report of you as a person. And we have built the same thing for companies as well. Take into consideration Scope 1, Scope 2, and Scope 3 emissions, thereby B2B companies or any company as such could get a very accurate emissions report of what their footprint as a company will be.
As of now, in 2023, we're all battling together a very big demon, which is climate change. Climate change is something that's going to ruin a lot of lives in the next couple of years if we do not take quick action towards it. And I think it's our responsibility as responsible citizens that we work together and join our hands in fighting climate change. And I want you all to support us and join hands with us in order to find our potential in fighting against the climate crisis. Thank you so much.
As we move on now to our next panel, ladies and gentlemen, I have a list here on my phone, very unprofessional, I do apologize. This has been a little last minute, but I'm very excited to moderate this next session. So please give a very warm welcome to our first guest, Mr. Rakesh Koneru, the CEO of Hummingbird EV USA. Please do come on up, Mr. Rakesh. And also from Hummingbird EV, we have Mr. Vinay Jayachand, CTO and CPO of Hummingbird EV, all the way from the US. Let's give them a nice warm welcome as we move on to our next discussion on sectorial empowerment. Our next guest, please welcome back Ansh Pratik Kumar, Director of Public Relations at Sustainiology Climate Solutions. We had that very impressive presentation earlier. Thank you so much, making you work today. So please do come on up. Lovely to have you here. Now, we're from Papua New Guinea. We are very honored to have on this panel His Excellency Ambassador Joshua Kalino from Papua New Guinea. Please do come on up. We also have Mr. Clarence Hoot, Managing Director of Papua New Guinea Investment Promotion Authority. And we also have Mr. Kelly Sulum, Deputy Secretary for Commerce and Industry, also at Papua New Guinea, on our panel here today. I'm hoping they are going to join us at some point, as time is of the essence. So I think we're going to get started with our panel in the meantime. Wonderful to have you here. Some very impressive presentations there as well. I'm going to keep this sort of short and simple, if possible, as we talk about sectorial empowerment. Now, what I want to know is from each of you is what you're doing in terms, especially the corporates here, with your company, how you're looking to support and empower different economies as well as sectors, and which type of sectors we're talking about here when it comes to the industry integrated international trade flow systems. Why don't you start off?
Empowering different sectors and economies. Sustainability is something that actually helps a lot of countries, and not just countries. It's a lot to do with the economies that we're working with, including the agriculture. We're talking about the infrastructure, also the construction and building economy, because what happens is when we get everybody on board with sustainability, we're helping everyone monetize their assets in terms of claiming carbon credits from their properties. Also, the countries can benefit a lot using our platform because they can monetize the country's potential through forests and all the agriculture. Also, very importantly, I feel that sustainability can bring together a lot of countries and can use IBMC's approach towards developing a common goal and to proceed with thorough implementation.
And is there a sort of specific sector that you're going for as well, or is it across many sectors?
We don't target any specific sector as such, but we are actually working on several. So it would be insufficient to say that we are just targeting one.
So over to the Hummingbird EV team. Tell us about what you're doing and how your company is supporting and empowering different economies and sectors.
Again, we focus on the electrification industry. Now, globally, and it's not tied to a single country, globally in general, it's a new industry. We're used to running vehicles in a different way for the past 100 years now, right? Mostly mechanical components. Now, once we shift towards electrification, the skill set has to move from guys who's good with assembling mechanical components to dealing with electrification. Whether it's low voltage wiring, high voltage wiring, dealing with different power electronics, software, it's a different skill set. Where the automotive industry in general is going through this shift as we speak in realigning on how vehicles are built for the future. We used to imagine vehicles building is like a dirty job. Not anymore. With electrification, the new ways of how the manufacturing is done is getting in place. And most importantly, how do we transition the workforce who's gotten used to working in a different industry, a specific industry for 100 years, to shift and work on electric vehicles. So training is a big part. And in the electrification space, especially when it comes to Hummingbird EV, wherever we intend to build a facility, we have to start first training the employees and repositioning them to not look at mechanical, but look at it from an electrification standpoint. That is a big challenge, and not many people do that for a living today. It's like robots, right? You gotta train people who can build trucks, vehicles, cars with a different skill set. So resource hiring, resource restructuring to make it happen is sort of something that we aggressively work on.
Any further comments from the team there?
I would say also that if you zoom out a little bit more in the industry in general, the electric vehicles, it encompasses not just, you got to think cradle to grave type of a mindset. And what that means is it's not just the MENA region being the place for rare earth minerals, those types of things. Is the other sectors that could be empowered would be processing those minerals here, turning those into actual products instead of shipping them halfway across the world, for example, and then having them come back. So there's a lot of countries in the MENA regions that could actually benefit from basically taking more of these other type of post-processing requirements and moving them into the region. And then also, when you look at just batteries, everybody focuses on batteries a lot. There's the aircraft are the ones that require the highest energy density batteries that are out there. And we tend to think of batteries as a one use and done type of thing, when in reality, another empowerment for a sector here in the MENA region is you recycle those batteries and repurpose them and reuse them in other different levels. So from aircraft, you go into like heavy truck, like where we're at. Those require high energy density for the smallest amount of battery size so you can have the highest cargo loads possible. And then those batteries can then again be reused again into a lighter duty vehicle and then again reused into power tools and other types of devices because these other industries don't require these high levels of energy density. So there's, and extending from that, it goes into not just being stuck with old world manufacturing methods that the legacy OEMs are doing in Europe, North America, those types of things. It's that the UAE can actually leapfrog ahead into the more advanced manufacturing, the lean manufacturing, this agile manufacturing, Industry 4.0, and training the people in these types of technologies so they're not doing these laborious type of arcane processes that are used everywhere else in the world.
Very well said. Thank you. Any further comments? We think we've wrapped it up already.
Yeah, no, as just an extension to what Rakesh and Mike had mentioned, I think at the end of the day, Hummingbird is into like a B2B segment. We are electrifying trucks, which is, you know, the backbone of any country's economy. So, you know, one of the most important factors here is in electrification is the challenges that, you know, customers are facing today to transition to electric. So where Hummingbird plays a role in terms of empowerment itself is how can we make this journey more comfortable for customers in transitioning to electric. So for us, it's more about providing a platform where we can provide an end-to-end mobility solution where, you know, fleets across different sectors in the logistics space can make that easy transition.
Well, speaking of customers, obviously we've touched on economies in different sectors. What about different professionals and corporates as well? How are you looking to empower that different segment as well?
So in the sustainability sector, there's a lot of requirements for skill set. So in that sense, I mean, there's going to be a lot of empowerment of people who are working in the sustainability side of teaching, job roles, what requires the tech side. So a lot of tech teaching and a lot of managerial roles in the sustainability sector are empowered by this because it's such a massive sector. And speaking of which, it's the future. So by empowering people to study and learn and to implement their skills in the sector of the future would be highly empowering, especially when we're working with countries and with countries that are still developing and countries that are developed as well. These countries require a lot of help from upcoming sectors to teach their youth and to you know, get employment opportunities for the future for their youth. So a sector like sustainability is something that can, you know, I would say, create a massive, you know, impact.
And yeah, it certainly will thrive with that next generation because that's such a key area and vision for that generation off the back of COVID and so many different issues as well. Moving over to the team at Hummingbird EV, what are your thoughts on the corporates as well as different professionals?
I think when you look at professionals, like he was saying, right, sort of the new way of education system has to come in place as well, right? We were taught in one way when we were kids, but now with sustainability, I think we need to get it back to the schools and reiterating on why it is important and what we're doing. That's the first thing. The second is in that transformational path, a lot of countries, we've seen this in the US. In the US, it took us about 15 years for corporations to believe in electrification. We're talking about big corporations like Apple, Cisco, like who you would think they're the innovative guys. It took them solid 15 years. Now, how do you speed this when it comes to the growing technologies? How do you debunk some of the myths of what electrification is all about? How do you get into the communities and educate them to where it's just like driving any other vehicle, right? So it gets into our schools, the way on how the future is taught and built, and some of the experiences that we have from the Western countries taking into these developing countries to fast pace this whole transition.
Very well said. Thank you. Any further additions on the corporates and professionals?
One thing I'd just like to add to that is that also people sometimes think that the electric vehicles are for the wealthy only, for example. And what they don't understand is that these vehicles last a very long time. So there's the secondary markets and tertiary markets where it actually empowers these, the poorer people to actually have a vehicle that doesn't disable themselves from reaching work or something like that, because again, these vehicles can keep being used and used and used. A lot of times people think that the battery kind of just dies at the end of the vehicle's life. We actually call that a 70% state of charge or capacity is what the vehicle actually is at. So it can still keep being driven, just not as far as it originally was. And then again, if you were recycling those batteries and repurposing those batteries again, it adds value back into the chain. So you're kind of lifting up an entire society because they're not having to struggle with basically a vehicle that they can't maintain anymore.
Final questions before we wrap up and move on to our official inauguration. What does it mean to be a part of this system, of the industry's integrated international trade flow system, and being here today, essentially?
Could you please repeat the question?
What does it mean to be here today?
So, I've mentioned several times to Mr. Sajid Kumar that IBMC and Sustainalyti's goals are very much inclined, because IBMC's purpose is to bring together all the countries and all the companies together and move towards a common vision, which is to integrate into the trade flow system, and similar to ours, where we also want to get together with all the countries and make sure that we all have a meaningful purpose together. And situations and issues like climate change are something that require everyone to work together. So based on our ideologies that are matching, it means a lot for me to be present here and to be speaking about Sustainalyty.
Very well said indeed. Over to Hummingbird EV before we close.
Yeah, no. From Hummingbird team, we would like to congratulate IBMC on the launch of their platform. It's not just Hummingbird or the companies here. I think this is a great platform for fostering relationships and partnerships between organizations like us with various economies around the world. So really appreciate their efforts in this. Thank you.
Well, a huge thank you to Sustainalyty and to Hummingbird EV for joining us and getting us up to speed on sectorial empowerment. Let's hear it for our panel. Thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the highlight of our evening now approaches as we prepare to unveil the first of its kind Global Economies Empowerment Initiatives from the UAE private sector. This groundbreaking ceremony will be powered by IBMC International Group. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to have many officials with us here today and who are also going to be joining us. His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed Al Hamed, the Group Chairman of IBMC International Group. His Excellency Humaid bin Salem, the Secretary General of the UAE Chamber of Commerce and Industry. His Excellency Ahmed El Matwali, the CEO of the Private Office of Sheikh Mohammed bin Ahmed bin Hamdan Al Nahyan, and also Ambassador Joshua Kalino, Special Envoy Post-Expo 2020 Felicitation for Papua New Guinea. This 5-year endeavor was dedicated to supporting the diversification of the non-oil sectors in the Gulf countries, primarily through the United Arab Emirates by offering vast opportunities to the global business community, including traders and investors. Industry's integrated international system innovative initiatives empowered a wide spectrum of businesses from startups and SMEs to multinational corporations by providing opportunities for business, trade, and investment diversification. The organization also played a pivotal role in fostering partnerships with esteemed entities such as the UAE Federal Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Bombay Stock Exchange over in India, the United Nations Global Impact Compact, the International Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and multinational groups. This commitment to excellence and innovation has paved the way for IBMC's latest venture, which is the Tradeflow platform. This pioneering system, born from the private sector of the UAE, connects seamlessly with over 100 countries and integrates across more than 30 diverse industries. The Tradeflow platform is designed to empower a wide array of businesses, from startups to large corporations and multinational companies, enabling them to execute international trade and projects with the utmost efficiency and adherence to best practices. With a streamlined 5-step compliance procedure, this platform ensures international trust, making it an attractive proposition for global partners and investors. IBMC's Tradeflow platform is set to revolutionize the way that trade is conducted, providing a secure, transparent, and efficient environment for businesses to thrive in today's global marketplace. This innovative platform represents a significant step forward in the realm of international commerce, promising unparalleled opportunities for business of all sizes and all industries. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we start the official inauguration, first and foremost, let's give a very warm welcome to Mr. Sajid Kumar. He's the Group CEO and MD of IBMC International Group, who is here to tell us a little bit more about the industry's integrated international trade flow system designed and implemented under his leadership. So please give a very warm welcome to Mr. Sajid Kumar.
A very good evening to all of you. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, our colleagues. Today, IBMC is going to launch industry's integrated international trade flow system. This is not only from the IBMC side, the entire government sector, Chamber of Commerce and stock exchanges, industry players, then even though the UN representative, UNGC was also a part of that, and clubs, associations. A collective effort for the past 5 years, what we have done is started in the year of 2017 and successfully completed the Vision 2022 in the 2022 December. And we are not ending with that, already started that, the Vision 2025, extend into that. The first phase, what we were considering to the structuring, it was taking that kind of time and efforts to revamp. You know very well about that. The Gulf countries were focusing for the non-oil sector diversification activities. Then the COVID came up. The trade and investment scenario changed, policies changed, tightened the all monetary policies, and tightened all the kind of the supply chain management system, and how to come up with all these challenges. In 2016, we were discussing about these activities, the non-oil sector diversification activities. Definitely, it will make a big boom in the GDP growth of Gulf countries as a trade or investment or business hub. And leading to that, we had set Vision 2022, started in the year of 2017. 2017, 18, 19, 3 years continuously with the support of the Chamber of Commerce and other entities. We gave the indication about the changes, what is going to happen in the Gulf region and the opportunities. We gave all the information in multilingual, in Arabic and English, and multi-channel in different ways. We don't want to invite all the people to our venue. However, we want to reach to all these people internationally. So those concepts, so we had successfully completed with all your supports, and the leadership from the His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed Al Hamid, the group chairman, and His Excellency Humaid bin Salam, definitely from the International Chamber of Commerce and UAE Chamber of Commerce, we were closely associating and we were driving the market to empower the business communities and even the normal class to come up to the startups, to SMEs, and to becoming the corporate to large corporate to MNCs. So what we were taking the consideration into the legal and compliance. Based on our studies in the Gulf countries, especially from UAE, 2008, 2012, 2018, all this kind of the global downturn, the financial downturn trend happened. We were fastly overcoming all these kind of challenges by adapting the new policies, new technologies, and new systems. So we were giving our advice to the public. First, you need to concentrate for the legal and compliance structure, because in 2008 and all, before that, our studies are saying that people directly going for the business, and they were getting a lot of profit that time. Then they were trying to understand that something is missing. Then they were trying to make their own systems on that. Their own system, after playing that, it is also not fulfilling the requirement of the regulatory authorities. Then they cannot able to overcome that situation because established to such a level and they cannot able to control. So then we started our efforts, and 3 innovative concepts, what we have done from the IBMC side to the financial service industry and economic empowerment. The first one in 2009, the client segregated bank account system with Emirates and BD Bank. So for providing the or credibility, or if you're saying that, so they can, any investors or business or traders can able to reach to UAE, and they can open the bank account without reaching to the UAE. So international compliance, it was taking up from our side, and we were satisfying the bank requirement very well, and opening the bank account, and they can invest directly to the UAE without any issues. And 24 hours, the viewing facility also ENBD was giving to them. Then after that, global cash management and transfer system. Then 2016, we had identified that this is the system, what we need to take it up, that 2017, whenever it's the non-oil sector diversification activities are coming up. So all the 100 plus or 192 countries can able to join hands with the Gulf countries or Gulf corporate partners. We have designed this system, and Expo came up, Expo 2020. So Expo 2020, we were empowering. So the entire system, what we are doing, the economic empowerment, industry empowerment, corporate empowerment, and professional empowerment. So these 4 empowerments we have already done successfully, and the best industry practices, with the best industry practices available at present. I have a small presentation. Yes, thank you so much. This is one slide itself is self-explanatory. There is no need of a number of slides into that. Our industry's integrated international trade flow system will support each and every economies into 2 parts. One is for the country's projects. Projects are coming from the government projects, PPP projects, or private projects. Then after the projects doing or the manufacturing sector, or the mining sector, or the farming sector, then export is coming to that point. On the other side, the trades. So the one side you can see that the projects. What kind of projects? Government, PPP projects, public-private participation projects, private projects. What kind of the projects coming into that? Infrastructure development, mining development, farming, manufacturing, and sectoral projects. The sectoral projects, so as an investment managers and all the financial experts, we are doing the fundamental and technical analysis globally for the 30 plus sectors. Other side, if you say that trades, exports, how to boost export. So that is the most important thing for the GDP growth of each and every economy. Exports, import, and re-export. These are correlated. What kind of exports? Machineries, metals and minerals, agro-products, electric, and electronics. So 100 countries for the past 5 years effort at present, this system, this is an engine. If you are saying that this is economic driving engine. So this engine is the next level is the exchange, the stock or commodities exchange is coming up. So all people knows that the stock exchange buying and selling. No, the stock exchange or commodities exchange or currencies exchange are the backbone of each and every economy. So such a way, we need to empower the companies to come up to that level. Post-COVID, we are seeing that a lot of startups are coming up, even though artificial intelligence started with the startups, even though the other semiconductors, whatever it's coming into the advanced technology, that all came up with the startup to SME and coming to the corporate level and large corporate and multinational companies. So we are having the clear strategy to take it one company, even though the startup to take up into the multinational company. So this is entirely the one slide where we can able to see and the highlights GDP supportive and corporate empowerment. So during the expo time, we were providing this facility to the different countries to practice it. And all people cannot able to come down here. So this platform as a complementary, we were extending to each and every countries. And from that level, the startup to MNCs, companies were listing into that and connecting to the 100 countries. 100 plus countries connected, 30 plus sectors integrated, startup, SME, MNC, and government participation, government projects, PPP projects, private projects supportive, export empowering, bilateral, multilateral, and private trade supportive system, innovative joint venture solutions, high-end international due diligence for corporate onboarding mechanism, that is most important. And then centralized operating system from UAE and IBMC international network supports giving to all. So this is most important about the compliance matter. When we are standing, so we need to declare as our individual capacity. So that is two-factor authentication is coming up. So 5 level of due diligence, what we are taking into that, we have already inbuilt in our system. And that will increase more credibility or acceptance of the counterpart. They are coming for the investment or trade or business. About IBMC, just for how we are doing this innovative kind of system. This is first of its kind in the industry, and we can say that in the world. And we are happy to provide all the information to any regulators from UAE or the international level. So because we were following the all compliance, then legal setup, and coming to the industry and economic level. Bilateral and trade flow advisors, we are providing multiple countries, and whenever the delegations are coming here, even though we were having the global trade, the awareness sessions with the UAE Chamber of Commerce to empower the 30 plus sectors, so that was also happened. Then our mission and vision, if you say that the innovation, so we are always following innovative ideas. We are creating that. We don't want to follow anyone, but we need to create. Then the Gulf Non-Oil Economy Empowerment Initiative from the private sector connecting with the 5 continents and 100 countries. And we absolutely what we are saying that from the downline, we are private players. So private sector, what we can able to do, that's what we are providing our all, the abilities or our all capacities for empowering the economies. The 5-year project started in the year of 2017 and successfully completed 2022 December. That project implementation, that phase we were calling as the project structuring. Then the project implementation scale up to 2025. So today we are starting this, that means implementing. We are announcing that full-fledged that industry's integrated trade flow system is available. Then His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed Al Hamid, a group chairman, and he just left because of a few other commitments, so he was waiting here. Then myself, a group CEO and MD, and about His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed Al Hamid, he's a visionary leadership with the industry's knowledge, industrialist, if we are saying that, and highly influenced UAE national in the private sector. The first of its kind global economic empowerment initiatives from UAE, 100 countries connected and 30 plus sectors integrated. We were taking up the first 3 years for awareness. Without awareness, nothing can be done. So we were providing across UAE, all Emirates, we were running nearly 24, 28 campaigns. We were not just giving the campaign such a level. This will be everlasting. Now also the case studies, the business case studies are available. Anyone can able to refer that, and they can come down to UAE and they can set up their business. So such a level, the business class were coming and presenting the case studies during that time. This is the 3-tier structure we need to understand about. We know that the family business empowerment, startup business empowerment, SME business empowerment, domestic corporate business empowerment with the best industry practices. And that is most important. So the thousands of the services are coming up in multiplying from one to another, but the best industry practices, how to follow that. So that is inbuilt here. The awareness session, whenever we are providing, that's a complementary to all. International corporate, large corporate MNCs and empowerment with the best business models, financial models, and joint venture models. Listing with the global SME exchange or exchanges connecting with 100 countries to empower economic growth. So the challenges, 2 challenges we were considering. Exporters are having concern that importer will pay money or not. But importers are having the more concern than the exporter because they are having the commitment with the clients. They need to deliver on time, whether they will get on time right product or not. So this is what in Excellency was mentioning about the logistics supply chain management system, how it's efficient. So here we are protecting from different levels. The economic protection we are giving, whenever one trade is happening, so that will not be ends up with any troubles, no. Because we are considering the economic, the challenges, industry challenges, corporate challenges, and the other professional challenges also. So even though the mega insurance system, that means any natural calamities are coming, anything we can expect, so whenever we are entering to the project or trade. So we are mitigating that, we have that strategy we have made into that. And for the past 5 years, it's at a glance. So 5 years, we were taking that kind of effort to implement today's this industries integrated international trade flow system. So we were clearly mentioning, we had taken 2 continents. One is Asia and Africa. Asia, why we were taking about all the non-oil sectors, and especially Africa, we had taken for the gold and commodities. And from that level, now we have expanded or connected to 5 continents and 100 countries. The business challenges, as we know very well about that, the global markets are open and global competitions are there. Even though any countries, if they are giving the advice to the startup or business class, you should follow the best industry practices. Otherwise, there is no role in the international market. So such a level, we are guiding them as well and doing working capital challenges. Third is receivable challenges. So these 3 challenges, without these 3 challenges, no one can able to do the business here. Where we have taken up the mitigation strategies in that. And international projects and trade, the economic growth concerns. Yeah, we are also, whenever economics analysis or studies we are doing, the inflation everywhere, it's coming into that. Or the currency exchange system, or the fund management system, or the payment gateway system. So Excellency was also mentioning about this. These challenges are there. We have started world's innovative during this 5 years' time, that is the US gold stable digital asset currency system. So that is coming up only. So in 2020, whenever we were facing that, the COVID issue, in the 2020 June, we have raised our hands from UAE that, okay, we are set. Actually, we were continuously for nearly 8 to 12 months, we were working with the US authorities for launching this. And we had launched for smoothly carrying or transacting whenever the trades are coming up through the future digital stable assets currency system. Then it's coming economic growth and industry growth. So we are having the inbuilt system for mitigating these challenges well before starting. So we are announcing today PNG, Papua New Guinea projects. So that's starting officially. That is coming the range of $1 billion in the one sector, that is in the gold, sector itself. And considering the other system for the agriculture, it's huge. And the system, alluvial mining to the hard rock mining, so different, the scaling up of the project system is there. We have designed a special joint venture. That is also innovative joint venture concept. Innovative joint venture concept will give more confidence level to the investors. If investors are, so we are getting every day thousands of projects, but if investors are not convinced with that, nothing will happen. So here we are ensuring that we are also taking up that kind of strict criteria for satisfying the investors as investment managers. So investors are satisfied, then no issue for. That's why we have taken up the innovative joint venture model. So this is in the industry, in the world, this is the first of its kind. It is coming into that the mining owners will make the consortium and investor will join hands in the JV system. And corporate growth and professional leadership growth is also most important. We need to provide adequate information. The technology advancement is most important. AI, the artificial intelligence, and coming up in the farming sector or mining sector, automated, the systems are coming up. So we need to be very much clear about that. The investor will ask which system you are using. Nowadays, investors are not only for looking for the profit. They want three kinds of returns. This is what our system is also ensuring. One is profit. Second is industry knowledge. Third is global reach. So investors are looking, if satisfying, we are guiding each and every entities that. So you have to see that, how it is happening. In the any manufacturing sector, if investment is happening, then whether it is the advanced, they are following advanced system or not. The investor will ask, if it is old technology, investor will not invest. Then after that, okay, so you are selling in the local market or international market. Only local market. So then investors will not be interested into that. So this is most important three aspects of what we are guiding properly to the corporate and economy is that, no, this is the fact. So if we are ignoring that, we need to fund. Means we are not upgrading our system or we are not following the policy, international policy, it cannot able to take it up. Then the innovation, technology, legal and compliance, effective strategy and solutions. So when we were making this system, so how to make the innovative the system, one day coming here and inaugurating the industry's integrated international trade flow system. So we have already considered the innovation. The center of excellence is the concepts of what we have taken with 100 countries. Industry is connected to intelligence and integrated with 30 sectors. And simply we can say that, okay, we are connected with a country. It is not like that. So we have done all the due diligence, everything in adequate way. Then faster and smarter decision-making methods, it is there. And if it is taking time, no one will wait for that. Then DevOps hybrid strategies. So whenever we are implementing any company, what development operations system is taking place. Just imagine this 4 system, one investor is investing to a company or a project, minimum this kind of, the analysis is happening. Technology, digital transmission is coming into that. Legal and compliance, international and hyper-regulator strategy support. So actually we are connected with the international lawyer, Al-Kaban, and Advocate Binoy Shashi is also associated with us for the more legal and compliance methods for providing to the business class. Then effective strategy and solution. Strategy and solution, 1 or 2 days we cannot able to do this from the ground level itself. So we were working such a level with the governments, with the authorities, with the industry players, and those experience and expertise what we have taken up into a new model. So this 4 system already integrated in our system. And today we are going to launch, His Excellency is blessing us, and the government projects, PPP projects, private projects, any country, 100 countries we have already given in writing. So this is what, but one condition is there, the best industry practices what we have already designed. So such a way we need to take it up. The foreign direct investment, the economic level, so that's a common practice. but it is going to one sector. But alternate investment fund route, AIF route, that is the new model from the different investors class can able to join hands for the multiple sectors. So diversification is happening into that. And this is the project, whenever projects happening, we are supporting the government, PPP and private projects, then the international trades, 30 plus sectors. This is most important. 5, only how to join hands with us, very, very simple. 5 due diligence has to be done. One is, step 1, corporate listing. Actually, we got corporate social responsibility award from Dubai Chamber. So what we are doing through this project? So as a complementary basis, as a corporate social responsibility, we are allowing companies to join hands with us. Whenever each and every company is join hands with us, automatically 100 countries that the connection is coming up. Second is corporate empanelment. The due diligence is most important. So the big companies, they may be having the good presentation or good websites and all, but counterpart will not accept on that. So we are doing the due diligence on that. The international due diligence companies are participating with us. So we will be providing this information, even the individual information or corporate information to the system, and they will check, even though they coming from the different part of the world, we will be getting here all information. That is corporate document, what we are setting. This corporate document will be provided to their counterpart. Then such a way we are making the trust in this sector. Then third step is, okay, after the empanelment, they are saying that we need to do the project. We need to do the export, trade. So we are supporting into the third level. Fourth level is crucial. After giving that these 3 steps, we will be making the strategies for them. And if it is a project, how to do the strategy. If it is trades, how to do the trade on the strategy for that. So strategy building is the 4th step. Then 5th step, go live. That is with all the protection. So this 5 steps what we have taken. It's very, very crucial. On the other side, you can see that the Tradeflow chart. In the Tradeflow chart, if any paper company is coming, we will be rejecting. The first phase itself, we will be rejecting into that. So that system is there. If we are not getting the authenticated documents, that will be rejecting. And if after the listing, complementary listing, each entity, even though from the startup to multinational company, they are connected with 100 countries, 30 plus sectors, international suppliers and vendors, supply chain management. If you say that, international trade exporters and importers, financial institutions, project management companies, then mining companies, farmers, logistic, and international transportation system. So here, all entity also we are doing the due diligence. Irrespective of the economy to the startups, we are doing the entire due diligence and we will keep that. So due diligence and compliance, that system is most important to us. And that will make more business or projects in future. And bullion and gold industry, diamond industry, metal and minerals sector, agriculture, fruits and vegetable manufacturing, any kind of sectors, 30 plus sectors integrated. And this we have started. And these 3 steps, corporate listing, corporate empanelment, and Tradeflow partnership, that is MOU, agreements, LOI, letter of intent, and all. So we are connected with the best industry practices. Best industry practices, the corporate due diligence coming into that, financial due diligence, trade credit insurance coming into that, factoring facilities, currency hedging. People does not know about the currency hedging properly. Why currency hedging is happening? Whenever the oil export or any export is happening, that day's price will not be whenever it is importing. So price will be changing into that. So then nowadays we are getting a very, very low margins. So if we are losing through the currency fluctuations, that is not affordable itself. So we are advising them for a hedging mechanism. Fix it, then go ahead. Then coming to the UAE Chamber of Arbitration Facilities, whenever His Excellency Humaid bin Salem joining with us, clearly informing them that no, the arbitration facilities please use for your protections. International Chamber of Commerce arbitration facilities. This is also connected, is open. Then pre-funded letter of credits, LCs. Pre-funded LCs, this is a new system for the banks. So then it's coming to the trade monitoring and advisory services. We are connected to 100+ countries. And for the past 5 years, if you are just seeing that, what we have done with the Chamber of Commerce and the UAE Chamber of Commerce, or the International Chamber of Commerce, or Bombay Stock Exchange, or UNGC, Dr. Tariq Nizami is here. He was fully supporting for during that 5 years, if you say that, and through his Shia clubs as well. Then this is the 3rd year. So this all, what we have done for the past 5 years, and this is existing, everything, all efforts are existing at present. This is soft launch what we have done in the year of 2020. Now full-fledged launch system is out. 2020, all Emirates, we were doing this. We were giving the awareness. We were giving the system is coming up, come up, come up, come up. So this efforts what we were doing, this all Emirates, you can see that. Then now 5 continents we are connected and 100 countries. And how we are connecting with different economies. We have taken a system that we will connect first with the UAE embassies or consulate, then connecting to the ministry, then connecting to the Chamber of Commerce, then coming to the down level. So there is a system for the structure for reaching to each and every companies. Like all 100+ countries already we have done. And this is AM. When the delegations were coming here, not only just for a meeting what we were interested, for a long-term the strategy, how to do the projects or how to make the trades, international trades. So this is what we were doing into that, with the different countries. And the delegation came, this is one example only, for the Tanzania delegation came here. So Shinyanga regional development, they want to develop one region. So then they approached here and we were providing all this information. The 11 delegation, government delegation came here and we were discussing about that. And we were making a strategy. So this kind of, series of the industry studies or industry awareness sessions or industry guidance what we were doing. And you can see that the Papua New Guinea opened, this all declaration, how it is happening. From the government side itself, we are informing that at least you come and join or list as a complementary company. They can, so in that case, government what is doing? Government is empowering the domestic companies to become international without any cost. Empowering the domestic companies to become the international without any cost. So that is one side is coming. Second is, whenever they are, taking that to the best industry practices, the young entrepreneurs or women entrepreneurs or coming the new entrepreneurs, they will not go to the wrong way. They will go in the right direction only. And they are also giving the message that if you are not following the best industry practices, there is no role in the international market. So this all we have done. And during the expo time, so we were supporting each and every pavilion for connecting the trade as a trade partner through our system. And economic forums, we were hosting the economic forums when the Central African Republic president came with different ministers. So we were having that kind of, the strategy making meetings. And Papua New Guinea wrote off a roundtable discussion what we have done under the leadership of His Excellency Joshua Kalinoy. Then this is the US gold digital stable asset currency. You can see that it's started in the year of 2020 during the COVID time. Then we were supporting the different countries for their business participation, so for how to empower, by providing a lot of information to the investors, business class and traders, and they can join hands. So this is recently what we have started joining or signing the agreements with the different groups, and the authorities, Chamber of Commerce and all. Last month we have signed nearly 7 Chamber of Commerce for the mining community, women mining community, or farming community, such a level and all. So for their empowerment. So thank you so much. So this is called as Industries Integrated Trade Flow System. And today we are going to start by blessing our very, very important and guiding force, His Excellency Humaid bin Salam. Thank you so much, and you are all welcome for the ceremony.
Time now, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for our official launch ceremony and inauguration. And first and foremost, I would very much like to welcome our guest of honor, our chief guest, His Excellency Humaid bin Salem, our chief guest, as I mentioned, who is the Secretary General of the UAE Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Chairman of International Chamber of Commerce and Industry for the UAE.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm very honored to be here with you. We have 2 ministers from PNG, Minister of Commerce and Industry, Minister of Tourism and Art, Excellency, my friend, the Ambassador Joshua, dear guests and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Very honored to be here again with you. Very happy to see some friends for the second time from PNG. And Sajid, thank you very much for the very comprehensive remarks about, to the smallest detail, about this new initiative. Actually, Industries Integrated International Trade Flow System. If we take the trade flow, this is one of the main issues and main challenge for the international market. Because trade flow is just like, or it is the supply chain. If it gets interrupted anywhere in the world, it stops the flow of trading. We as the United Arab Emirates, we have a very good connectivity worldwide. We have the state-of-the-art infrastructure as roads, companies, legislation, and business community. We have very good relation and many bilateral MOUs and trade agreement with countries around the world. So for the companies to come and start and have base in the United Arab Emirates, I think it will be easy to get to the rest of the world. We have the airlines and the ports, very active. We have Emirates and Etihad. Then we have DP World, then we have Abu Dhabi ports. Again, we've been working as the Federation of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry in the United Arab Emirates, and also as the ICC UAE with the Ibmc. I would like to thank Excellency Sheikh Khalid Al-Hamid, Chairman. I would like to thank my friend, the CEO, Sajid Kumar. I would like Anup. Anup, I don't know if I see you here somewhere. He was here. We've been working with them closely for the last few years. Especially, I remember when the pandemic hit, Corona, in 2019, 2020, we launched and had the biggest global gold convention was in Dubai, in Armani Hotel, I remember, isn't it? And it was a success. So we are used to have initiatives and to always follow our dreams and our ideas. And we don't look at the circumstances. And we don't challenge anybody, we challenge ourselves. That's what the UAE is all about. Where we are now, we try to improve our situation and have a better position next time and next year. With a great honor, I'd like to announce the official inauguration of this new initiative, Industry International Trade Flow System. Thank you so much for being here. We're always happy to see you, and see you next time. Thank you.
Well, a huge congratulations there. Please do stay on the stage, as we would love to get a group photograph with our other officials. Your Excellency, thank you so much for your kind words and for the official inauguration here today as well. Also, I would like to pull up on stage. Please give a very warm welcome to the Honourable Henry Johns Amuli MP, Minister of Commerce and Industry for Papua New Guinea. A very warm welcome. Please do come on up. Please do welcome as well the Honourable Issy Henry Leonard MP, Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture for Papua New Guinea. Please do come on up. And also His Excellency Ahmed Al Matwali, the CEO of the Private Office of Sheikh Mohammed bin Ahmed bin Hamdan Al Nahyan, and Ambassador Joshua Calano, Special Envoy Post-Expo 2020 Facilitation for Papua New Guinea, as well as all of our officials here today. Please do come on up, and we will make sure that we get our remarks from all of our officials here today. First, ladies and gentlemen, please do, yes, take your seats, and we will get started with our felicitation remarks. So, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, please give a very warm welcome to the Honourable Henry Johns Amuli MP, Minister for Commerce and Industry for Papua New Guinea, for the special remarks. Thank you.
Thank you and good evening, everyone. His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed Al Ahmed, Chairman of Ibmc International, His Excellency Humaid Mohammed bin Salem, Chairman of the ICC and General Secretary of UAE Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Sajid Kumar, Group CEO and Managing Director, Ibmc International, my colleague ministers, Minister from Papua New Guinea, Honorable Henry Issy Leonard, Minister for Culture, Arts and Tourism, Honorable Kashmiro Aya, who is the Assistant Speaker of the PNG National Parliament, CEOs, directors, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the Chairman of the International Business and Marketing Council, IBMC, His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed Al Ahmed, for extending the gracious invitation to me to participate in this launching ceremony. It is truly an honor to stand before you today as one of the guest speakers on this auspicious occasion, which has the potential to transform trade and investment flow among participating economies, including Papua New Guinea. As this marks my first visit to the United Arab Emirates, I am deeply impressed at the efforts of the UAE government and its people, not only to make the country shine as an emerging international center for commerce and industry, but also reaching out to the smaller developing countries like Papua New Guinea in assisting them to grow without leaving them behind. The UAE stands out to be an exemplary model of South-South cooperation and North-South integration, forging bridges and fostering collaboration on global scale. The launch of the Industry Integrated International Trade and Investment Promotion and Facilitation Platform is a shining testament to the UAE's role as a springboard for nations worldwide to engage in business, trade, and investment. It resonates with the spirit of Expo 2020 Dubai, where countries, regardless of their sizes, came together to live, share, and participate in various facets of life, including culture, mobility, innovation, and sustainable development. For Papua New Guinea, today's occasion marks an important legacy for participation in one of the world's most dynamic and inclusive expositions. Sustainable development, anchored in environmental conservation and protection while harmonizing with nature, has been a fundamental pillar of our successive governments. The current government of Papua New Guinea has taken proactive steps in policy formulation and implementation to align with the international agendas of the Sustainable Development Goals. In our experience, sustainable development entails a series of obligations and commitments to both the environment and our people. Among these commitments is the imperative agenda of socially responsible development. Our government is resolute and determined to ensure that private sector in Papua New Guinea integrates social responsibilities into its business plans. I am heartened to know that many players in the commerce industry sector share this commitment. I am equally pleased to recognize IBMC's unwavering dedication to facilitating sustainable and socially responsible development. Today's occasion holds particular significance for me as the Minister responsible for commerce and industry in Papua New Guinea. The industry's integrated international investment promotion and facilitation platform holds immense potential, not only for the growth of corporate enterprises, but also for the thriving SME sector in Papua New Guinea. Consequently, I eagerly anticipate this platform to bring forth innovative, inclusive, and supportive mechanisms that will empower Papua New Guinean businesses, including SMEs, to participate productively in the world market. As a developing country, there is a missing link between our SMEs integration into global value chain and access to finance. I look forward for this platform to supporting our domestic businesses to have access to finance and best industry practice and knowledge. We have great potentials and opportunities to facilitate growth in our efforts towards sustainable and socially responsible development, especially in tourism, agriculture, fisheries, and forestry. We also want to promote responsible and environment-friendly projects in minerals and hydrocarbon sector. In conclusion, I extend my gratitude once again to the chairman of IBMC International, His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed Al Hamed, for the invitation to participate and witness the launching of the industry's integrated international trade flow system. I am confident that this collaboration will continue to evolve and that IBMC will accompany Papua New Guinea onto the post-Expo 2020 journey, exploring new avenues of sustainable and socially responsible investments for our mutual benefit. Thank you, and may our partnership flourish in the future ahead. Thank you. Thank you all.
Well, a huge thank you, and what a great privilege it is to have here with us the Honourable Henry Johns Amuli MP, Minister for Commerce and Industry for Papua New Guinea. Thank you so much once again. And now for our next special address, please welcome the Honourable Issy Henry Leonard MP, Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture for Papua New Guinea.
Good evening, everyone. His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed Al Hamed, Chairman, IBMC International. His Excellency Hamid Mohammed bin Salam, Chairman, ICC. Is Sajid Koma, Group CEO and Managing Director, IBMC International. My colleague Minister, Honorable Henry Johns Amuli, Minister for Commerce and Industry. Honorable Kashmir Aya, Assistant Speaker of the National Parliament of Papua New Guinea. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to be part of this delegation of the Minister for Commerce and Industry to witness and participate in the launching of the industry's integrated international investment facilitation and trade flow system this evening. This is my second time to visit your lovely country, and the first was during the Expo 2020 in Dubai, where I led the ministerial delegation for the Expo organized Cultural Week and also participated in the activities of the Papua New Guinea Expo Pavilion. The Minister for Commerce and Industry and our delegation leader had rightly set the scene for the need to bridge some missing links for the growth of the private sectors in Papua New Guinea and the United Arab Emirates for our mutual benefits. Trade and investment flow will function and be maximized through a facilitative environment, including the mobility and finance. Hence, the current government has put in place accommodative policies and regulatory framework for business and industry to function in the policy and regulatory space. However, we need to develop our internal and external capabilities in the mobility, technology, and finance space. Papua New Guinea is endowed with natural resources, but we lack the technology, adequate mobility, infrastructure, and finance to facilitate growth of our industrial, trade, and tourism potentials. Hence, Papua New Guinea would need foreign direct investment that will bridge these and other missing links, including technology and finance, that are evidently lacking in the case of Papua New Guinea. These elements of growing the Papua New Guinea corporate and SME sectors are required. The United Arab Emirates and other emerging economies in the region, especially the Gulf Cooperation Council or the GCC states, have transformed their economies and lifted their people out of poverty. This is the ideal model that we want to emulate and partner with you to grow our SMEs and transform our economy. You have an example, one that is working, one that is functioning. We see it here in the GCC country. It's highly evident. It's well noticed globally that we have an experience that is emerging within the GCC country. We want to partner with this experience. Having given the bountiful resources that we have, I think this is the right path in which we can realize the full potential of our resources. And this is the pathway. Therefore, in conclusion, I'm convinced that the industry's integrated international investment promotion and facilitation platform that is launched today and the announcement of the joint venture company between the two United Arab and Papua New Guinea private companies will be the beginning of more to come. The joint venture is also in line with the government's policy of facilitating foreign direct investment for the mutual benefits of our two countries. I wish every success in our mutual collaboration and look forward to fruitful outcomes. Thank you.
Thank you once again to our very special guest there, the Honourable Issy Henry Leonard MP, Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Papua New Guinea, who's with us here today. Thank you so much once again. Time now for some more special remarks from our very special guest, Ambassador Joshua Kalino, Special Envoy, Post-Expo 2020 Facilitation for Papua New Guinea. A very warm welcome.
Thank you, MC, distinguished panelists and speakers, ministers and chairman of and Secretary General of the UAE Commerce and Industry and the ICC chairman. I would like to acknowledge what has been said by my two ministers and the chairman, which basically brings us together under this forum and the flow system, investment, trade, and flow system that we are launching today. It is an initiative that we took hold of during Expo 2020 when it was presented to us as a country. And I'm fortunate to be one of those who is in the implementation phase of this platform. And I would like to thank the MD and CEO, Mr. Sajid Kumar, to bringing us at this point in time to this level. Thank you all.
Well, a huge thank you to their excellencies and our honourable guests here this evening. Thank you so much once again. Please do be seated, as it's time now to announce, of course, that the first economy to join the first of its kind global initiative and economic empowerment platform for the industry's integrated international trade flow system, the first economy is Papua New Guinea. And while we have many of our honourable guests here, I would now like to also invite on the stage the Honourable Casimiro Aya MP, Member for Goilala and Assistant Speaker for Papua New Guinea, as well as Mr. Clarence M. Hoot, Managing Director of Investment Promotion Authority at Papua New Guinea as well, Mr. Kelly Sulum, Deputy Secretary at the Department of Commerce and Industry for Papua New Guinea, Mr. Kamis Yalakun, Manager of Investment Promotion Authority at Papua New Guinea, and Mrs. Beverly Piawu, Senior Public Relations Officer for the Investment Promotion Authority for Papua New Guinea. Please do join us here up on the stage as we celebrate and felicitate Papua New Guinea as being the first economy to join the platform. Thank you. And any other of the ministers and team that would also like to join, please do come on up. Thank you. A huge congratulations once again, the first economy to officially join this first of its kind global initiative and economic empowerment platform, the industry's integrated international trade flow system. Let's hear it once again to our first economy, Papua New Guinea. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now to announce the first corporate joining from the electric vehicle industry with the first of its kind global innovative and economic empowerment platform. So the first corporate from the electric vehicle industry that is joining the platform, let's hear it for the officials from Hummingbird EV USA who are with us here tonight. And on the occasion, I'd very much like to welcome on stage, to mark the occasion, Rakesh Konaru, CEO at Hummingbird EV, Vinay Jayachand, CTO and CPO at Hummingbird EV, Michael Van Steenberg, Lead Manufacturing Consultant, and Yu Jiang, the CFO at Hummingbird EV. A huge congratulations. We also have Ganesh Babu Tulsi, the VP of Operations and Relations, Middle East. Please do come on up. And there we have it, the complete Hummingbird EV team. Yes, thank you to Ganesh Babu Tulsi, VP of Operations and Relations, Middle East. A huge congratulations. As I mentioned, the first corporate joining from the electric vehicle industry with the first of its kind global innovative and economic empowerment platform. A huge congratulations once again to Hummingbird EV USA. Congratulations. Very well done indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've officially announced the economy, the corporate, the first economy and the first corporate. And now we move on now to our next joiner. Please give a huge round of applause to the announcement of our first corporate joining from Sustainiology climate solutions sector with the first of its kind global innovative and economic empowerment platform. It's time now to announce the first corporate joining from the Sustainiology climate solutions sector, which is Sustainiology Climate Solutions. Please do come up on the stage to the team. We heard from them earlier, and they are with us here again. So let's hear it for Ansh Pratik Kumar, Director of Public Relations, Kevin Varghese, Director of Operations, and Majid bin Karam, Director of Marketing for Sustainiology Climate Solutions. Congratulations. A huge congratulations once again. We would also like to invite Mr. Ans Pratik Kumar to hand over the business MOU as well to Mr. Sajid Kumar. If you would like to do that now, we can also do that a little later. But we have the MOU to be handed over as well. We'll just fetch that MOU as we wait. In the meantime, a huge congratulations to the first economy and those two first of a kind corporates to join as well. What an incredible collaboration. And we'll just get that MOU signing to hand on over to Mr. Sajid. And then I'm going to be handing over to Mr. Anoop, who's going to be felicitating some more certificate distributions. There we go. We're just going to hand over the MOU very quickly to Mr. Sajid. And then Mr. Anoop is going to be handing out those certificates. And then, ladies and gentlemen, supper time is near. Yes, so handing over the MOU as we speak.
This memorandum of understanding, we are joining hands. Ibmc International Tradeflow System is joining hands with Sustainiology company from UAE for making the reach internationally. Thank you.
A huge congratulations once again. Sustainiology team, please do stay on the stage as we also have a certificate for you. It's the first batch of corporate empaneled company Sustainiology Climate Solutions, and we would like very much to hand that over to you. Mr. Sajid, would you like to officially hand the certificates over? And we'll take a little bit more photography there as well. So that's the first batch of corporate empaneled company, and that first goes to Sustainiology.
We are acknowledging the companies. They have already made out of that 5 due diligence system, they have completed 2 due diligence. One is corporate listing and corporate empanelment successfully. Then they can able to go for the projects or trades very soon. Congratulations.
Well done once again. And we have a few more certificates to hand out as well.
The Sustainiology Climate Solutions LLC, UAE.
Thank you so much once again. Thank you. And yes, as I mentioned, we have quite a few of these to hand out. Our next first batch of corporate and panel company goes to Hummingbird EV Inc. Please do come on back on the stage and we'll hand over your certificate. Congratulations. Another certificate handed over, the first batch of corporate and panelled company. And now we have another one for the team at One Tick Consultant Private Limited. Please do come on up and we will hand your certificate over. Thank you to our officials for staying on the stage for us as well. Yes, please do come on up and collect your certificate. Let's hear it once again. There we have it, our first batch of corporate empaneled company. Our third one of the evening there. A huge thank you for Industries Integrated International Tradeflow System. Next up, please, let's give a very warm welcome and a huge round of applause to Emirates Special Vehicles, our next first batch of corporate empaneled company. Let's hear it for our next batch of corporate empaneled company. And a huge congratulations there. Well done once again as we celebrate this first of its kind Industries Integrated International Trade Flow System. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now put our hands together for the next batch of corporate empaneled company, which is Fambello Holdings. Congratulations once again. 100 countries connected and 30 sectors integrated, as we mentioned earlier as well. And yes, this is the official launch ceremony here at Emirates Palace in the capital. Congratulations once again. And the next certificate goes to Orbit Coatings Disinfection and Sterilization Services. I'm hoping the team are here. Yes, we have the team coming back up there from Sustainiology, and they also, yes, they're also the team from Orbit Coatings and Distribution, of course. We did that launch a few months ago as well. Let's hear it for the team, their second certificate of the night. Well done once again. And our final certificate tonight goes to Rizan Jewelry. First batch of corporate empaneled company, and this time it goes to Rizan Jewelry, who are with us here this evening. Congratulations. A huge congratulations to our final certificate awardee of the evening. Congratulations. I am now going to hand on over to Sajith for the next steps of the evening. Handing back over to Mr. Sajith.
Sustainiology company, they want to submit their letter of intent and a memorandum of understanding to Papua New Guinea to extend their service to Papua New Guinea. I would like to invite Mr. Ansh Prateek Kumar to officially hand over this and team. And the speciality of this company, this is innovative technology for carbon credit, identifying that and issuing the certificates internationally. I was indicating yesterday, this is a carbon credit, and they can issue the certificate to the forestry, even though the private.
Congratulations once again. And now for taking part today, we also have some mementos that we would like to hand out. And our officials will help us do that, yes. Perfect, right. Well, it's a huge thank you. As I call your name, just come quickly to the stage. Just come immediately up. No need to wait. So, a huge thank you. We have a memento. We've got lots of mementos here. To Mr. Ganesh Babu, Mr. Kevin Varghese, His Excellency Ambassador Joshua Calano, Mr. Clarence Hoot, Mr. Venu VK, Professor Dr. Randa Rizik, Ms. Lana Sharik Ahmad Abdul Hamid, Ms. Ju Jiang, Mr. Majid bin Karam, Her Highness Noura bint Khalifa Al Khalifa, Dr. Intisar Ahmed Falebman, Mr. Rakesh Koneru, Mr. Vinay Jayachand, and Ansh Pratik Kumar. Please do come straight up to the stage, and we'll be handing out these mementos to you as well. Just, yes, file straight through, and we'll get those to you immediately. Yes. Ganesh, first, the certificate is for Mr. Ganesh Babu. And we have some lovely mementos to mark the occasion that we will not forget. And also Mr. Ansh Pratik Kumar. Mr. Ansh Pratik Kumar, please do come on up as we say your name. And we have, of course, that memento for you as well. Lots of photography taken here tonight, of course, as well, to mark the occasion. As we say, a huge congratulations as well, a certificate of participation to Mr. Vinay Jayachand. Please do come on up. Certificate of participation there. Very kind of you indeed. Next up, we have Mr. As soon as our photography is complete, a huge congratulations once again. Our next certificate of participation is Mr. Rakesh Koneru. There we go, along with a memento as well. Very nicely done indeed. And what a momentous occasion. The Global Economic Empowerment Initiative from the private sector here. Next up is Dr. Intisar Ahmed Fekaban, who is here with us, I'm hoping. If not, we will make sure that he gets that in due course. Her Excellency Noura bint Khalifa Al Khalifa. I'm hoping, yes, we can get that to her in due course. Mr. Majid bin Karam. I'm hoping he is with us still. Oh, perfect. We'll just get a bit of photography for Her Highness there. Because I think, yes, she had to make a quick move. And now this is over to Mr. Majid bin Karam. Congratulations. It's a certificate of participation just to mark the occasion there as well as with a lovely memento. Ms. Ju Zhang is next. Let's hand that over to mark the occasion. Lovely to have you here, both on the panel as well, and your participation as a whole. Next up, Ms. Lana Sharik Ahmed Abdul Hamid. Next, Professor Dr. Randa Rizik.
Mr. Sajid, and thanks all of us. I'm coming especially from Egypt just for 12 hours, and I'm back to Kuwait, inshallah, within 2 hours ago. Thanks very much, My Excellency. I'm coming from Arab Council for Social Responsibility, and I have a certificate of appreciation special for you, from my colleagues in Egypt, and are very happy and glad to working with Mr. Sajid and Sheikh Khalid. It's a very nice opportunity and very good, with especially our NGOs working with all of the private sectors. It's a good opportunity for us, and thank you again. Thank you for all of us.
Truly wonderful to have you here, all the way from Egypt there as well. just for 12 hours and then you jet back. We very much appreciate you being here this evening.
I have also one more for Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed, and I'll give it to Mr. Sajid. And this is for your company. Thanks and appreciation. Thank you very much. And you are with all of us in Egypt as soon as possible, inshallah, in a big event, Mujtama Tech. Invite all of you to attend our events. Thank you.
Thank you so much once again. Very kind of you indeed. Our next certificate of participation now goes to Mr. Venu VK. Thank you to Venu VK, who moderated so brilliantly earlier in our first panel of the day there as well. Thank you so much for your participation once again. Next, the next certificate is for Mr. Clarence Hoot. Please do come on up for your certificate of appreciation. Thank you once again for being with us here today and joining us here tonight for such a brilliant occasion. Thank you so much once again. Our next certificate is for His Excellency Ambassador Joshua Calinio. And we have also a token of appreciation on its way. There we go. Thank you so much for being with us here today. We very much appreciate your presence. Thank you so much once again. And Mr. Kevin Varghese is our next certificate awardee for their participation here tonight.
We have the next certificate to Ms. Laura Buckwell, the wonderful MC for the day. Thank you very much, Laura.
That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you. Oh, yes, and we actually have one more for Mr. Michael. Mr. Michael, I'm hoping is with us and still with us here tonight. Mr. Michael, the final participation certificate. Yes, here he is. He's on his way. He is still with us from Hummingbird EV, who we've heard a lot from this evening. It's a very exciting project indeed. So yes, thank you so much, all the way from the US as well. So a really great effort, thank you. Let's hear it one more time for all of our participants, for all of our honourable guests and Your Excellency. We cannot thank you enough for being with us here tonight for such an important occasion. Thank you. I'm now going to hand over to Mr. Sajid.
Very good evening to all of you. This final panel session is going to happen. This is Industries Integrated International Trade Flow System and Economic Empowerment.
So for our final panel of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, on trade flow system and economic empowerments, just before we head on into our dinner, our much-awaited dinner, please welcome back His Excellency Ambassador Joshua Calinio of Papua New Guinea, Mr. Clarence Hoot, Managing Director of Investment Promotion Authority at Papua New Guinea, and Mr. Kelly Sulam, Deputy Secretary for Commerce and Industry for Papua New Guinea, for our final 20-minute panel discussion. Thank you. And we also have Advocate Benoy Sassi with us on the panel as well, so please give him a very warm welcome. Thank you so much. A couple of panelists there, nicely rounding out our evening, and just a 20-minute panel, and we'll get through to the dinner service. But in the meantime, Sajid, it's over to you.
As we have discussed about the industries integrated international trade flow system, second panel we have discussed the industries integrated international trade flow system is also supporting for sustainable development goals. Third panel discussed about the industries international trade flow system is a sectoral empowerment. And this panel we are discussing about the economic empowerment. Well, before starting any business or any trade or any investment, the compliance legal matters are most important, and due diligence system is also most important. I would like to invite Advocate Benoy Shashi for giving the importance of the compliance or due diligence system, why it is coming. Please.
Thank you. Yes, good evening. As we all know that the UAE is fast moving in the field of technology, economy, industry. Same time, the UAE is very fast implementing new laws in the field of international market for protecting and also getting justice for all who is involved here, as even if employee and also an investor. All laws of the UAE get now amended, and the new laws are implemented regarding the cyber areas, in which all laws that I can't explain here now, but I can highlight some points. Even if you know that you are using WhatsApp, if two persons or two businessmen sitting in different countries, they can make an agreement through their WhatsApp chats. This is a new law amended according to international court. Even if you are chatting for maybe for a silly matters, maybe you will be in the clutches of law. So, the using the technology is very important, and if anybody is coming to UAE, they must know the basic laws that UAE is introduced, because tomorrow anything happens, after that we cannot take an excuse that I don't know the law of the UAE. Ignorance of law is not an excuse. So, very important things that to keep in mind is, before entering into any endeavor in the UAE, for all persons, including businessman, employee, whoever may be, they have to be first go to do understand things by way of compliance. And also after that, before entering into any contracts, before entering into any investments, they must have to know about the laws of the country. This is the initial steps. It must be mandatory to all the investors for here in the UAE. And also the UAE is connecting all countries internationally by the technology means. For example, International Court of Dubai, DFC courts, they have an exclusive jurisdiction for maritime law. Within 5 minutes, you can get an order from the DIFC courts to arrest a ship. That means very fast. For this same time, if the industry or the investments is not protected by law, 100% they will lose their money in the UAE. Tomorrow we cannot blame the nation because we don't know the law. This is the main thing to be bear in mind while doing business in UAE, because every day each section of the law is get amended according to the their experience and to meet the requirements of this new world. Therefore, I hereby this opportunity to tell you, before entering into any endeavor, any contracts, first to do the due diligence and compliance. This is a basic pillar. We can say it's a foundation of your industry or your business or investments. So your money is protected, your business is protected, your interest is protected. You can enjoy UAE without any hurdles. So this is the my advice. As also we can say that it is a conclusion of all the new laws based on the UAE.
As rightly mentioned by Advocate Binoy Shashi, the due diligence factor is most important. That's what we have already adapted in our system, the 5 steps of due diligence. And corporate level, if you are seeing that we are giving the guidance for the 2 kind of due diligence. One is corporate due diligence, second is financial due diligence. The corporate due diligence, whenever the companies are meeting, it will be very much easy to extend their business or for implementing their the business any part of the world. The financial due diligence, whenever they are doing, that will that will be very much easy to approach banks and financial institutions for funding purpose and all. Different kind of the emerging market or emerged market is not depending more into the banking side. They have a lot of systems are coming up. So we are also aiming for strengthening the financial service industry and taking up the NBFC kind of the non-banking financial service systems and solutions for supporting the international players. I would like to ask the question to Ambassador Kalunai about he was fully involved or he was actively participating in Expo 2020 time with the various economies jointly with IBMC as well. And we had announced the SME economy system extending to the Papua New Guinea companies during that time. The empowerment, Papua New Guinea was having more access to the US and European markets. However, now open to the Asian markets. Whenever Asian markets are coming up, the important thing is the due diligence, what I was mentioning about the corporate due diligence and financial due diligence. So this system, how it will help PNG to empower from the startups to the multinational companies to explore in the Asian market?
Thank you, Mr. Kuba. I think that's an important question. As you know, integrating into a foreign market requires very important considerations, including the practice, whether it's law or the processes of that particular jurisdiction that you are interacting with or trading with. So in the case of Papua New Guinea, I think the 2 ministers have mentioned in their statement that the biggest challenges that's facing us in integrating through trade and investment into other economies is that, first of all, the technology has to be accommodative. And secondly, there must be a free flow of trade finance or investment finance. The missing gap in PNG is those 2, apart from others, the main ones. And therefore, the empowerment through this platform has the potential to bridge those gaps. And as I understand, there will be an audit done on the companies involved, both sides. That audit will give confidence on the exporter as well as the importer. So the platform gives that confidence. And in legal, as well as other aspects of the jurisdictions that are being involved. So with respect to the UAE jurisdiction, Papua New Guinea is probably familiar with the laws because of the common law system that both the UAE and PNG are used to. So I believe that issue of legal requirements and expectations can be commonly addressed under the common law system. So there's some similarities there. But the biggest issue is the means of getting there, finance and the technology. So that's how I see the biggest challenge that this platform has the potential to bridge.
Thank you so much. About Advocate Binoy, Shashi, considering the laws and empowering that means for investing to or doing the trade with the Papua New Guinea companies, what kind of advice you have for providing to the Papua New Guinea companies to follow the system?
As Ambassador told, regarding the common law, it is very important things to be here considered by already the government, and here in international court, first international court in the Middle East, it is constituted here by the government of Dubai. This court is mainly dealing civil and financial matters and maritime, international maritime matters according to common law. So all the countries who had signed agreement with the UAE government have to be follow the common law, because common law is internationally accepted in all the countries. For that purpose, they can easily execute a judgment even if in the Papua New Guinea and also even if in Dubai, whoever person who breaches the contract. So all the companies and all the investments on the contracts has to have a uniform pattern, so that both the Papua New Guinea, the business persons in Papua New Guinea, at the same time who are dealing the persons in the UAE can easily follow and easily implement this to their business without any delay. And now also UAE government opened all Emirates common law court for protecting their wealth, for their marriage functions, for diverse personal matters. So that means even if after your period, or we can say after your death, your wealth is protected according to the law of your country, not according to the Sharia law of the country. That means the UAE government is very fast in implementing new codes and laws to meet the international standards. So all the countries, including Papua New Guinea, have to be cooperated these laws inside in their contract. That we can say that there's two types of law. That can say private international law and public international law. So that means it is come under the common law. So this is the opportunity for all the countries to have a trade with the UAE, and nothing to worry about the law, because common law is already, it can execute all over the world according to the DFC laws.
Thank you. For making that the international collaboration in the private sector, we have signed the JV, joint venture agreement with the Papua New Guinea, exclusively for the gold mining export import. This joint venture, the innovative joint venture model, Excellency, where do you see that for empowering, whether that will be, how it will empower the Papua New Guinea economy?
Thank you. I think that's a very good question to look into details. Basically, the important consideration here is that you are dealing with a national company and a international company. So the deficiencies in technology transfer, finance, is now being matched, while the IBMC is bringing in the technology and the know-how and the business model that will facilitate and deepen the economic efforts, economic development efforts of Papua New Guinea. It will also make sure that the people who are supposed to benefit from it, which are the indigenous people in the local villages and local settings, actually benefit from it, because you're dealing with a grassroots type of mining operations, which is alluvial mining. And then you go on to hard rock mining. Hard rock mining can be in several forms. One is small-scale mining, and the other is large-scale mining. Large-scale mining, of course, has its challenges. You're using new technology that has the potential to destroy the environment. And with open cut mining, or even underground mining, you still create some sort of disturbance to the environment. But small-scale mining is sustainable in a way, because you can have the people who own the resource worry about their resource to continue on. For example, a large-scale mining operation will look at the economic returns in a much quicker and faster way. So the volume of production increases, and therefore the resource is depleted in a short time. If the indigenous people own the know-how and do the mining, it can be sustainable, because they know that they want to keep that resource in the longer term. And their needs may not be as greater in the way of extraction of the resource as the large international multilateral company, which have a greater need for revenue to come in very quickly. And so the production volume goes faster and in huge volumes. And so this, it is our hope that this joint venture between Wilhelm Holdings Limited, a nationally owned company, and IBMC Gold Resources is along that line of sustainable mining and looking after the interests of the small-scale mining operators. And as we saw today in the discussions, IBMC is about promoting and facilitating sustainable development, and with greater consideration for CRAs, community CRAs, is that right? Community responsible development. So I think this partnership is leading us to the right direction. Thank you.
So we were also, IBMC, we were studying in depth how to make that the credibility between the countries' economies. So such a way we have made innovative joint venture strategy that will give more confidence level to the mining community for the sustainable mining, farming community for sustainable farming, then the manufacturing community for the sustainable manufacturing, and for developing these sustainable developments in the economy. So definitely this joint venture mechanism, so we will be extending to different sectors as well. So why we are taking different sectors, that is also part of the industry compliance. So that will come up in this part of the region. Now it is not there. So here it will come up into that level like the emerging or emerged markets. this sector-wise, the compliance will come up. The one company cannot able to make the activity of for 2 sectors or limiting to that. So this sectoral empowerment, a part of that. So we are considering that the joint venture with the William Holding Papua New Guinea and IBMC Gold Ventures. And so we have already taken up. But today, that joint venture, innovative joint venture system also coming up from the United Arab Emirates. So thank you so much. And definitely we need to, the last question to Advocate Binoy Shashi. The legal practices, best industry practices, definitely the legal practices should be there, the accounting practices should be there, and the operational practices should be there. And we know that the international lawyers are available, international auditors are available here to support the P&G companies whenever any other countries' companies are coming here. So, we were also correlating with the activities for the compliance or the illegal or the accounting practices, West industry practices into that. Like FRG International, they were also supporting to the Expo 2020 time, and we were doing the series of programs from the IBMC, through the IBMC for accounting practices, best accounting practices or best legal practices and all. So considering to all, the compliance or systems is not limiting for the legal matters. It is also coming for the accounting matters. It is also coming to the operational standards. So this, what is our guidance to each and every one of you? The compliance means compliance is not only for a legal system. No. This is the legal framework and the accounting framework or finance framework or the operational framework due diligence activities. So today we are just concluding about the launching ceremony function. So today we were discussing in detail with the corporate social responsibility, sustainable development goals, then the sectoral empowerments and economic empowerments. I hope that you got some idea about our entire system, and we are happy to provide each and every entity, even though the legal entity or the accounting entity or it is coming to the management consultancy entity, for empowering as a collective effort. So we need to take, then only they can able to come up in future. If the new companies are coming up, they are learning about all these kind of things and they are following the best industry practices. But existing the corporate or group, that is most important, where we need to convey the message right way on right channel. So thank you so much, Ambassador Kalinoy and Advocate Binoy Shashi for joining this panel. And thank you so much, and we will keep in touch.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful way to wrap up such a fantastic launch and inauguration. Sajid, we cannot thank you enough for hosting us and for putting on such a splendid event today as well. And to all of our officials, Your Excellency, thank you so much for being with us here today. We would now like to, of course, invite you for a delicious supper, which I believe is being hosted just next door, just through the doors there. Please do join us. We'd love to continue the conversation with you as well, of course. And thank you so much for joining us here on a Sunday afternoon and evening. Thank you so much.